Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of True Heel Heath Sports and Entertainment presents Tru Picks. We are here, week 3 of the NFL season. You can see right there, smack dab in the middle, we've got Joe Burrow taking a knee because there's going to be a lot to talk about when it comes to Mr. Burrow. A lot to talk about when it comes to a lot of these different quarterbacks. And when I say we're going to be talking about them, of course, I mean myself. I mean Chase Oliver. Sir, how are you doing this fine evening?
I'm doing great, man. My team's 2-0. You can't say the same thing. Your team's not 2-0. My team's 2-0.
That was ridiculous ending to that because I was one of the people. Like, I'm very grateful. I'm not one of those persons that live streams games and things like that, because when he first missed, I lost my mind, and then the flag was there, and
Leverage.
I was like,
you guys should know the leverage rules. Come on
which
now.
is, first off, listen, there was really terrible officiating on both sides of the ball throughout the entirety of that game. Like, there were calls that favored Denver, there were calls that favored Indy, but earlier in that game, Will Lutz went for a kick that he missed, but there was leverage on that play too. So if that same call had been applied at that point, Denver would have had an extra 3 points. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
It is what it is. The record books say 29-28, and that's what matters. But the record books also say some interesting things when it comes to you and me predicting for the week that was week 2. So let's take a look, shall we, at how you and I did on our predictions for week 2. And if it wants to cooperate with me, there we are. We did pretty damn good.
Yeah.
We should be pretty pleased with ourselves. We got the Broncos game wrong. The Vikings and Falcons, man, that you want to talk about. We're going to be talking about the Vikings in a little bit, picking their game, but that was a very, I don't know, like, that just felt off. And granted, we're coming out of it. We're finding out about the Aaron Jones going on IR and McCarthy's getting a couple weeks with this high ankle sprain and all that kind of stuff. But they should have picked up that game. That was one that kind of felt like it was for the taking very easily for the Vikings. But kudos to the Falcons pulling off a bit of an upset there. And then you took Seahawks. I went Steelers. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good call on your behalf. Rodgers and the Steelers offense, they after week 1 where they were just on fire against a good Jets defense, now seems like very hit or miss.
Yeah, you'll get some drives it looks like vintage Aaron Rodgers, and then you get some drives where it's like, yeah, Father's time has caught up with you, buddy. But it's a very I just, from when I chose that game, I like I said last week, I just liked how the Seahawks looked against the Niners. That was a game that they probably should have won against the Niners.
Yeah,
and I was all like, look, the Steelers were letting the Jets keep up with them. That vaunted defense isn't so vaunted. I felt the Seahawks could attack on the opportunity, and I get it. Hating on Sam Darnold, it's a cool thing. Everyone, it's like Sam Darnold's not the sexiest quarterback in the world, but I still have stock on Darnold Island. Like, I'm still a Sam Darnold believer, and I just felt that he could throw on the Steelers defense that couldn't stop Justin Fields from throwing on them. So I was like, Sam Darnold could throw on these guys. He's a better passer than Justin Fields, and I was correct in that. He played really well, Mr. Darnold.
It is wild what can happen in Seattle if you alternate better between the two running backs as opposed to week 1 just going with one guy out the gate. But
could you imagine having both those guys in fantasy? It's a nightmare. It's like you decide. I think in one league I have both.
You do in the Dynasty League. And the reason why is because I pointed out to Nick, it doesn't make sense because he originally just had K9. And I said it didn't make sense to just have K9 when Zach Charbonnet is so capable and competent that if anything happens to K9, considering it's Dynasty and we have larger benches, why not go and trade the guy whoever has Charbonnet? And as it turned out, it was RJ who had Charbonnet, and they were able to figure out a trade. I think in essence, they realized that they each had a handcuff of the other. And so they swapped. And because I think I want to say Charbonnet was the better handcuff between the two. So Nick's team at the time, I think, also sent back like a 3rd-round draft pick or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's why now, since you took over Nick's team, you have both K9 and Charbonnet.
All right, complaining.
But yeah, and then speaking of trusting your backup running back, the Buccaneers, Rachaad White, they said, "Sir, you are not dead. We're gonna give you the opportunity to show everyone why you were the lead back here in Tampa Bay for a little while." And he definitely made sure that he proved that he was a complimentary back to Bucky Irving, and that he can help take that load pressure off of Bucky Irving, which last year was Bucky doing that for him. But the Texans, that offense still looks really, really anemic. And wow, what were your thoughts on that one? Because that definitely was a game that it was clear that it could go either way, but it really could have gone either way because the Texans defense was stopping the Buccaneers offense versus the Buccaneers offense just not being good.
Yeah, the Buccaneers offense and Texas defense, that was strength on strength. Those are two good units going at each other. So, the Buccaneers looked good early, and then the Texans figured some stuff out and pretty much made it where it was like the Buccaneers just didn't give up on the run game either. Like, they were just like, it'll happen eventually. And it was just like, there's times where I'm like, can you guys just throw? Like, you guys could probably beat them by like a few touchdowns if you guys just throw the ball. But yeah, the Texans offense is just, they really miss Mixon. Like, it's clear that like the running game is really, really important. No matter who the offensive coordinator is, whether it's Kubiak or the new guy that came over from the Rams, I forgot his name. People say I look like this fool, like the Texans offensive coordinator. They say I look just like this guy. And I saw a picture and I was like, wow, he has better hair than me. I wish I could have his haircut. Like, pretty nice beard hairline, to be honest. Kind of jealous of that. But besides the point, look just like, they say I look just like him. Like, I literally look like, he has my nose and everything. The eyes too. He has the eyes. Like,
there's definitely some similarities.
Yeah, he looks like me. It's ridiculous. I saw this guy. I was like, bro, this is like.
However,
the hair, isn't it great?
I understand that, but at one point in time, this gentleman was the tight ends coach for New England, and I don't know why I have why this is one of the first things that popped up, but this apparently is what he looked like at that point in time, and I don't know if you look like that. I don't know if you look like that, sir.
Yeah, no, that's like me if I'm fat. That's like definitely a fat picture. That's like me if I'm fat. Yeah, dude.
Wait, who's the comedian? Hold on. Who's the comedian who God damn it.
There's a lot of similarities. Like, can't you, that's my face if I'm fat. Like, I'm skinny now. Like, I'm like down to 185. This guy and me, we had the same trajectory. We go up. I just need his hair. Like, if I can get his hair, that'd be sick.
He reminds me of either Nate Torrance or the Pete. No, more Nate Torrance than the other comedian that I'm thinking of. But I don't know. I mean, I could see it, I guess.
Yeah.
But...
No, get at the picture where he looks skinny, not this fat version of himself. Look at we gotta get the skinny version where he looks like now with the hair. Where, like, look.
Oh yeah, here now, yes.
Yeah, see, look at me and Nick Cayley, bro. He's like a clone. Like, this is my clone. I just want his hair. That's all I want. If I can get his hair, it's over, bro.
So this is when he's first with the Patriots, and this is when he's still with the Patriots.
Dude, he probably went on TB12.
Yeah, Patriot Way.
Yeah, the TV. Tom Brady's like, hey man, you're kind of fat. Take some TB12. Yeah, but they can't run the ball. Nick Chubb had that one good run for the touchdown, but other than that, nothing. Stroud's missing easy throws. It just seems like it's like for the receiving, it's like it's either Nico Collins or nobody else. Like, they have nobody.
How many times have you seen me say that CJ Stroud is a Nico Collins merchant? And
it's kind of true at this point.
Other people try to give me pushback, and I'm like, the stats bear this out. If he can't get the ball to Nico Collins, there's no other person on that team.
Yeah.
And it's not for lack of talent, because like last year, even when he had Tank Dell and he had Stephon Diggs for like the first 3 weeks or something like that. It wasn't that varied. A lot of it was just because Nico Collins was out there running distraction routes that Stephon Diggs was able to get open. And we can see that because if you look at New England, there's nobody there to help Stephon Diggs. And that's why he's not getting the same yardage that he did those first few games when he was with Houston.
Yeah.
So it is a bit of a mess. But I've seen a lot of different variations of this meme. But my favorite one is the stats of Justin Herbert, and then the quote is, "This is what happened to Justin Herbert after he lost his virginity to Madison Beer." That's my favorite version of it. Like there's versions where it's like where he started banging her, like all that kind of stuff. My favorite, he lost his virginity to Madison Beer.
There's a term in MMA, we call them mythical fighters, where it's like a fight, like we have C-level Kane, that's Kane Velasquez at C-level, TRT Vitor, when Vitor could just be on TRT. Coke Jones, John Jones after a cocaine bender, one of the greatest fighters you will ever see. My favorite, pre-USADA, Johnny Hendricks, where Johnny Hendricks pre-USADA was just knocking people out with his right hand. It was the greatest scene of all time. So we have these mythical fighters. Madison Beer, Justin Herbert is a mythical quarterback in the NFL. Like this guy is I've been watching Justin Herbert since Oregon. I've been watching him since his rookie season. This guy's a different quarterback. This guy is a different human being ever since being with Madison Beer. So I love Madison Beer. I'm so excited for the single that comes out this Friday. I'm going to be listening to that on repeat. I made a Madison Beer playlist. I'm all in. I'm all in on Madison Beer, and I love her. So thank you, Justin. Thank you, Madison Beer. I appreciate you so much. You don't realize how much I appreciate you for unlocking my quarterback.
Until unlocking.
No, she did. She unlocked him. Like he's now a different human being. Like he finally, because Herbert, he had this weird fetish. He was like dating NFL sideline reporters and stuff, and they weren't doing it for him. And then Herbert finally realized.
All of a sudden, it turns into the Jennifer Body shit.
Yeah,
and she starts trying to fucking suck his soul.
It's fine.
And kill him.
Don't. Let's not get to that point. Let's just talk about how Madison Beer is just very, very talented individual. Great songs.
Great songs.
Wonders.
How many do you know? Do you know them by heart yet?
I've been listening to Wonder like crazy. That's my favorite song. Dude. And I see the greener pastures. Light is much better. Oh, it's a wonderful song. It's great. It's a great song. It might be my morning alarm clock song. But I think she's great for Herbert. Herbie is great right now. Definitely a dark horse for the MVP. Like, click on the picture with him right there. Bro's wearing a leg sleeve on a date, dude. You know how fucking look at this guy
with Rummy Cube. For anybody who doesn't know what Rummy Cube is it's basically like gin rummy, but like in tile form. Like think somebody combined rummy and dominoes. And that's the game. And that's what Rummy Cube is.
Yeah, dude. Look at the leg sleeve action, though. Herbert just seems so confident. Like, Madison Beer's not wearing sunglasses. Herbert thinks he's like a big star wearing the sunglasses and stuff. He has that Oakley. This picture is hilarious because you have Herbert, forcefully holding the hand. What a great gentleman. But Trey Pipkins in the background like a fucking bodyguard. My right tackle is like, oh, man, I can't let... And no, actually, the picture below it. So you know where you're at? Go to the picture below it. Look at Joel Alt in the fucking club. What is Joel Alt doing in a club right now? Like, you see Herbert right there? There's Joel Alt's goopy ass right behind him. And it's like, oh, man, our tackles don't let our boy go, man. They protect him. They're protecting him on and off the field. That's team leadership right there. That's team bonding. I love it. This is great.
That's the Will Campbell. I would die for this man.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, do you think Herbert, when he's like, hey, Joe, going out with Madison, we're going to this big club in LA, do you want to come? Do you think this is what Joel Alt wants to do? Joel Alt is probably like watching weird ass YouTube videos
about whether or not grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Yeah, no, he's probably watching something weird. Like, dude, Joel Alt's like probably just like, oh man, I was gonna watch marble racing tonight, Justin, but yeah, if you need me, man, I'm there. Like what? Like, that's what I'm saying, dude. This goofy guy does not belong to me. He probably don't know. He's probably there. I don't know if he's old enough to drink, but he probably has a cocktail. And they're like, he's just like, yeah, my buddy Justin invited me. Herbert, quarterback of the Chargers.
I just realized that like Herbert has like a lot of this like Josh Hartnett look going on.
What do you mean?
Looks a lot like Josh Hartnett. Look at that picture.
Oh, I thought you said Josh Hart. I was all like, what
No,
the
no,
fuck?
no, no. Josh
I'm like,
Hartnett.
the Knicks
Hartnett.
player? I'm like, you don't
No,
look
no.
anything like him.
No. Hartnett, the actor.
Yes. Herbert's a good looking guy, man.
All right, listen. I don't need you to start speaking, but the words coming out of your mouth are Jim Harbaugh's words. All right.
Yeah, dude. Jim Harbaugh.
I sent to Colleen. I was like, I'm gonna bring up this the virginity thing because I was showing some of these to her, and she thought the virginity one was hilarious, and she says you have to show that to Chase. Yeah. So then I'm talking to her about it, and I said, like the over under on Chase doing a Jim Harbaugh impression and talking about how, or just thanking Jim Harbaugh for introducing somehow, some way, Herbert to Madison Beer. I was like, very, very, very high possibility.
No, I bet you if they go, Jim, have you listened to Madison Beer? Who's that? Madison Beer, Justin Herbert's. We don't know if they're dating or not. Oh, yeah, it's Madison. Yeah, I've met her. She wonderful soul, wonderful person. I mean, she just I feel a ray of sunshine when she walks into the room, and I don't feel that ray of sunshine with many people. She comes in and it's like my body gets warm. It's like I gotta cool down a little bit. Let's turn on the AC a little bit here. Like it's like that's what Jim would probably say. Something like that.
Yeah, that, and he's gonna say like I called her one time at 3:00 in the morning to talk to her about how Justin needs to go into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, dude, I could just imagine Jim's like calling her, "Hey, Madison, I just wanted to say I had a dream about Justin, and if he's there with you, just let him know we're winning the Super Bowl this year." And it's like, oh, okay, thanks, Jim, for calling. Have a good one. Hang up. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? My coach, though, who's a lot better than us? Nobody.
Well,
He didn't give out game balls. I was pissed. In his pregame, normally he's like, "Hey, we got game balls to give," and he didn't give any game balls. Like Deion Henley was fighting 100-degree fever and had like 10 tackles.
He did really well. He did really well.
Henley and James were the MVP.
Also, speaking of which, I don't know how much credit we can give the Chargers defense when Geno Smith is.
Oh, I'm not on the
fucking terrible.
I'm not on the camp of like everyone else where they're like, "Oh, this is an elite defense." I'm like,
but like,
hey, we play good.
Geno Smith, like how he managed to somehow rob the Raiders of whatever money that they agreed to pay him, I'm not 100% certain. Like the idea, I remember when people were putting up the Raiders as being a really big offseason team with everything they did, and I was like, the addition of Jency, yes. The addition of Pete Carroll, yes.
Yeah.
Like the idea that it's Geno Smith, like Geno Smith has always had limitations. He's always had decision-making problems to the point that like I understand what his mentality was from the perspective of he was running out of the pocket on 4th and 5th, fourth down and 5th, and he's trying to avoid taking a sack so that if he doesn't like the line of scrimmage doesn't move. But you can't just fucking like you chuck it just downfield. You don't just throw it out of bounds to the point of the line of scrimmage. Like you just if you get a freaking arm punt interception, you get an arm punt interception. But like that's why the ball has to be out a lot faster. On a 4th and 5, you needed to get 5 yards. Like he
also missed Bowers on like the easiest touchdown. Bowers was like pretty much open, and then the commentators was like disgusted he didn't throw it on a dart. And who knows, maybe Bowers doesn't catch that, maybe the Chargers defender breaks it up, but it looked like a touchdown if you watch the replay. If you watch, it's like, oh, that should have been a touchdown. I'm not on the camp like everyone else where everyone's like overrating the Chargers defense. I think we're a good unit. I don't think we're this elite defense. I think we did well against the Chiefs, and it's Chiefs bias, so people are going to overrate us because we beat the Chiefs. And then because the Raiders kicked the Patriots' ass, and yet people know the Patriots are a bad team, yet somehow, some way, people still think if you beat the Patriots, it's like you beat Tom Brady's Patriots. So the Raiders' offense was kind of being overrated a little bit, and it was like, guys, we played 2 middle-of-the-road offenses. Like, and we played the Broncos this week, so that's not really like the biggest litmus test because the Broncos are hot and cold on offense. So it's like until we face and honestly, it's sad to say, probably the first legit offense we're going to face is the fucking Colts. Maybe the Commanders. I don't know. Like, just depends on how Kingsbury's calling that game. But we don't play a legit offense until like way late into the season, bro. Like the schedule, like looking at the Chargers schedule, it's kind of like, man, dude, we actually got a good ass schedule. Like, it's pretty easy, especially how the teams have turned out. You're looking at this Chargers schedule, you're like, oh man, like they have a great chance to, I'm not saying be undefeated, but be one of the last few teams that have a O next to the record. They have a good chance at it. Good chance, not like a high chance, but a good chance.
Well, let's get into their week 3 along with a whole bunch of other week 3s.
Oh.
We've got a interesting, fun little slate to get to. I'm gonna do us both a favor. I figured I would do this live on air, and do this really quickly.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike McDaniel. It's been nice knowing you, buddy. You've been an interesting head coach. Did you see his post game? Did you see? I
figured I'd get those two out of the way.
Yeah, of course. But did you see Mike McDaniel's post game where he was like,
I don't know why he's still even coaching the team. Like, I get that it's week 2 and it's like, do you want to do an interim head coach that early? But like, what else? What other value is there if he's going to be coming up with, in essence, things that are detrimental to the team?
Yeah,
like, why bother?
I think. Do you think this is it? Like, after this game, they cut him because they're gonna have like a long week to prepare for whoever they have to prepare for week 4.
I mean,
I think you might as well just fire him. Like,
but like, okay, so let's take a quick look. Miami Dolphins. Their next opponent after this is the Jets.
Yeah, just fire him. Who cares?
Yeah,
the interim coach can take on the fucking Jets and Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn knows his team stinks. He knew that during the Buffalo game.
I mean, you got, because like, if you think about it, right, you got week 4 Jets, week 5 at Panthers, week 6 Chargers, week 7 at Browns, week 8 at Falcons, week 9 Ravens, week 10 Bills again, week 11 Commanders, and then week 12 bye. If you were going to wait until the bye, where's where I'm going with this, you're waiting a really long time.
Yeah.
If they had a shorter bye, then yeah, I'd probably say wait till the bye, but none of these games look. And oh my God, this is terrible. Not you go from Thursday night football to Sunday night football.
Oh my! I'm not
going. Oh, sorry, Monday night football. Monday night football.
Oh, poor Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. Oh, whatever else they do.
For Jets and Miami.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, Buffalo's been looking good. You know, they started slow. There was an injury scare with Josh Allen and his nose, but this guy's a Terminator, and he just came back in the game. That defense looked good. They ended up taking out Justin Fields, who is not going to be playing. So that's kind of a bummer for the Jets. But Dolphins, I will say this: that was a fun game against the Patriots. But Tua, my God, he had the easiest throw. Guy was wide open. And Tua decided to throw it he relies way too much on this stupid scheme. That's what I think with Tua is like. I feel like once Mike McDaniel's goofy ass is out there, Tua will be much better. I'm not gonna say Tua will be like awesome, but I think he will be much better than because like there's no reason why he couldn't have gone to that open tight end. Instead, he decides to throw. Yeah. Like a predetermined. Oh well, this isn't the scheme.
Hey man, all the outside of Jalen, man, all these recent Bama quarterbacks ain't doing shit.
Bryce Young almost came back against the Cardinals, bro.
Almost.
I'm back on the Bryce Young train.
Oh, you're back on the Bryce.
I saw some life in that game.
Oh boy,
yeah. But of course,
you saw some life, and then Calais Campbell came.
Yeah, I mean, it was against the fucking Cardinals, who. You know, who I just despise with all my passion as a football fan too. Like,
but let's talk about this Commanders Raiders game. It actually has a little bit of juice simply because they will not be starting. It doesn't look like Jaden Daniels is going to be playing in this one. It's going to be the backup quarterback, which it's not Tyrod. It's Carson. No, not Carson Wentz. It's
Carson Wentz. What do you mean? Carson Wentz is the Vikings backup, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's not Carson Wentz. It's Mariota. It's still Mariota. I thought for some reason Mariota had left for greener pastures, and then I was like, what other green pastures is he going to find? But
like quarterback season 1, Mariota, bro.
So it's going to be more than likely it's going to be Marcus Mariota starting the game against this Raiders defense and the Raiders offense trying to play against this Commanders defense. This is if Jaden Daniels is playing, if he does log enough practices to be able to play, then it's as easily Commanders. If he doesn't, and it's Marcus Mariota, I'm wondering whether or not Mariota really can execute the scheme properly, only because like when he had to do it last year, it was against the Panthers. So like I don't know if that's necessarily that much of a like I don't know if that's that strong of a vote of confidence for him. I'm gonna take the Raiders on this one, but it is like a kind of a iffy one where I'm like it's easily gonna bite me in the ass if Daniels plays, if Jaden plays.
I think the Commanders are a better team, so I'm gonna go with the Commanders. Talent wise, defensive wise, I think they could hold off on this Raider. It just depends on what Geno you get. Do you get the decent version of Geno where he throws for like 300 yards, looks good? The league wrote me off. I didn't write back. Or you can get the Geno Smith that we saw on Monday. There's missing throws, just as ass, throwing interceptions.
It's so gross because it's like you have a team with the arguably the best running back that we've seen in the past few years in college football now on your team. What the breakout tight end of last year and quietly consistent Jacoby Myers. Like the fact that you can't move the ball is ridiculous in this day and age. But the Raiders somehow find a way. Mm-hmm. But speaking of rookie players coming into the league and kind of lighting it up on Storm, Michael Penix Jr. has been playing pretty well for the Falcons. He has not been completely blowing all expectations out of the water, but he has been reaching and meeting what he was supposed to do. Meanwhile, on the flip side, you have the Panthers that continue to spiral out of control. It just seems as though it's getting worse and worse from the perspective that what can they hang their hat on, right? Like that's more what I'm looking at it. Going, okay, just get like a win, because every single loss that you get, it's harder just to get that first win. If you get that first win, then at least you can build off of that. The longer it takes for you to get that, the harder it is to finally accomplish it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is going to be the week where they pull that off. The Falcons at least are clicking on cylinders. Yeah. Now, you may only score 20-something points against a Minnesota Vikings defense, but that's 20-something more points than a lot of teams can score against this Minnesota Vikings defense.
That's the Bears.
That's the Bears. So I'm taking the Falcons on this one. But also, Mike, you got to try to get the ball to Drake London a little bit more.
Yeah, Penix, he's like a game manager, but like someone added something like, like those like someone just has like a basic ass Honda Civic, but they decided to add like a subwoofer or something to make it sound cool. That's what Michael Penix is. He's like a Honda Civic, but he has something cool added to it. Like he has a good deep ball. Like he pushes down the field. Like Penix, like he ain't no wimp. Like he don't care. He's gonna rip it. So like Penix is looking good. Panthers. Honestly, I don't know how to assess them because like that Cardinals game, it was like the Cardinals were just trying to say like, hey, we feel bad. We'll give you this win. Like that's how it felt. It felt like the Cardinals were like they were trying to help them win the game, and it was just like that fourth quarter is one of the most saddest fourth quarter, especially like because like the Panthers are trying to come back. The Cardinals keep causing these penalties that would, any competent team would be like, oh, sick. They're giving us an advantage. Not the Panthers. The Panthers make it seem so difficult to get any first downs. There's flashes with Bryce Young. Tatoria McMillan looks like the only thing worth a damn on that whole Panthers team where you're just like, yeah, this guy is pretty damn good at football. Like, oh my God, like 10 catches, 100+ yards. Like, Jesus, man, he's looking good. Making me sweat a buka a little bit. Right? But I don't think he'll get the touchdowns like our dog. But yeah, the Falcons, one thing about them, though, pass rush is looking good. And, man, that one guy, character issues, James Pierce Jr. Oh, man, can't have him on a football team. He's too good at football. Like, guys, if there's an edge rusher with character issues, I don't care. If I'm the GM and I hear that, I'm like, run the ticket. No, Chase, you got run the fucking ticket right now. This guy is on our team. Like, like, how long will he be on my team? I don't know, but I know when he's on my team, he's going to kick ass. And James Pierce, he's been. I know people are going to be like his sack numbers. I'm like, no, bro. Look at the pressure numbers. He's been pressuring the fuck out of quarterback. Just seeing the Falcons have a pass rush. It's like, whoa, what is this? It's like we haven't seen this. We haven't seen this since freaking Jonathan Abrams, the Predator.
They desperately need pressure.
Since those days. When's the last time Jonathan Abrams, whatever his last name was? When's the last time we see this motherfucker suit up for football?
Yeah, like I mean, forget sacks. If you can at least get QB pressures,
yeah. Leonard Floyd is looking good, being back in Georgia and stuff. Former first round pick, so it's like, yeah, no, the Falcons look. I'm going to the Falcons. I can't look until the Panthers can show me they can actually win a football game. Until they win, then I can think about them winning. But I don't know this team. Man, it sucks to be the Panthers too. Not even any good, enticing QB options too. If you are the first overall pick, like Arch's been stinking. Lenore Sellers' stock is down. You know who's going up is my dog Diego Pavi. I told people, watch out for this kid. He upset at South Carolina this weekend.
Yeah. So right now, and granted, again, we're only after week 2, but Tankathon has the Jets having the first number overall pick, taking Nussmeier. The Saints at number 2 taking Sellers, and then the Panthers, which is why we're talking about this, at number 9. Peter Woods, defensive lineman, Clemson.
Oh, great! That's what they need to a great defensive tackle. Yeah, sure. They already have one, and they can't do shit. Great.
By the way, this has the Browns at number 4 taking Caleb Downs. I was like, I don't think they need secondary help.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
they need someone that can pass the ball against the secondary of opposing teams. That would help.
Whoa, sir! You don't think that having 5 quarterbacks on the roster?
Hey, Dylan Gabriel got some run.
Is a viable strategy.
Dylan Gabriel got some run. Our boy, he got some run. It's back. We're back in.
Look at this. Look at this wonderful transition. Speaking of the Browns, they now have to figure out with the quarterback of Joe Flacco how they're going to face off against a Packers defense that has seemingly been
elite.
I don't want to say elite. I just smothering.
Did you? I mean, they
smothering. It is.
We saw what they did to Detroit. Like, yeah, this is an elite defense.
But like smothering, I'm trying to say like smothering is better than elite. Like it's no. This is ridiculous at how good they are right now. And Davion is absolutely correct in saying that Myles Garrett could have left Cleveland.
My glorious king. He could have been anywhere else.
He was like, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the rings. And then Cleveland was like, but sir, have you considered money? And he said, I hadn't thought of that. Yeah. Let me take that money.
Oh, you're giving me $35 million? Sure. Oh,
he's like, well, shit.
It's like LeBron James. It's like LeBron James and Trainwreck. Ohio's great for the family. Great family place. It's like, okay.
But this Browns offense, I don't know how they're going to be scoring. We have seen, I will say this, we have seen now a little bit more of Quinshon Judkins. I thought they would wait until this week, but they did start to move him into the lineup a bit more. We are probably going to see a little bit more of that two-headed monster, or what they want to have a two-headed monster between Judkins and Dylan Sampson. We are seeing more of the transition from
Sampson.
Yeah, and more of the transition. Actually, what's really funny? In one of the redrafts that I'm in, a Cleveland Browns fan, he took with his last pick, he took Judkins, and very recently, as in like 2 days ago, he traded Judkins to the guy who has Dylan Sampson for Dylan Sampson.
Smart trade.
Which I was like, it just seemed. I'm like, wait a minute, what are we doing here?
In one of my redraft leagues, I have Tyler Warren and Brock Bowers, and what a great tight end set to have.
Yeah.
But the thing is, someone offered me ETN for Tyler Warren, and I was thinking about it, but then I was like, no, I have Tutin, and it seems like Bashan Tutin is going to take over at any point for this Jaguars running back.
He's definitely getting the passing down work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a PPR league, so I would I would rather have two
for the purposes of that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I declined. I was thinking about it because there's plenty of tight ends available on free agency, but with Brock out, Bowers' knee and everything like that, and just the way I love Tyler Warren.
Dude, I was so annoyed during that Broncos game. I was so because you know me, I was the guy who was like, I really wanted Denver to take
Tyler
Warren, preferably, or Colson Loveland.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, we're gonna sign Evan Ingram. And I was like, oh, that means I remember we were talking about it, and I was like, that means they're not gonna take a tight end. And I really would have preferred. I mean, not that I have anything against Evan Ingram, which I mean, right now there's the best ability is availability, but Tyler Warren, like I wanted the youth to be able to pair with Bo to have that,
connection.
Let's all negotiate our contracts together kind of thing. Like I'd rather deal with that headache than have to deal with aging veterans. That
Tyler Warren seems like the type of guy too. Like he
take a little bit of a hometown.
Yeah, he would take a hometown. Like he seems like that guy. Like just watching him play in that Colts game, I was just like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like I heard it on the Bill Simmons podcast, like with Mina Kimes. Mina Kimes said, like, oh, if you just turn on a game of Tyler Warren, people would say, oh, is that the best football player in the league, in the world right now? And I'm like, yeah, because if you just watch that game, it's just like, Jesus Christ, Tyler Warren's so fucking good.
He's
like,
so good.
Yeah, and it's like,
so good.
So I don't want to trade him at all because even though I have Brock Bowers, who's amazing, I'm like, kind of want Tyler Warren because he's entertaining. And I could put Tyler Warren and Brock Bowers in my flex spot. It's like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, yeah, what's wrong with that? Like, he gets catches, but yeah, no, he's been great. Packers also have been great.
And we got to see because right now, from a fantasy perspective, they do have the number one tight end in the league in Tucker Kraft.
He's a beast.
Great work.
I like Tucker Kraft. You know what's funny? They drafted someone before him too, which was hilarious.
Yeah, Musgrave.
Yeah, Musgrave hasn't done shit. Tucker Kraft has just been like, I'm the best.
Every single time he sees Luke Musgrave, I mean, he is outwardly polite to him, but every time he sees him for the first time,
did you hear about Tucker Kraft?
What?
Did you hear about Tucker Kraft? How he talks shit to his teammates? Like
I was gonna say, like his first thought when he sees Luke Musgrave every time for the first time that each day is, and I took it personally. And then he goes.
I guess Tucker Kraft, like I don't know if this was to Parsons or something, but I guess he will tell his teammates, or the way he talks shit, he goes, "I'll hunt down your family and kill them." Like he says that during games and shit.
Well,
so I'm pretty sure he's all
energy, but he's like disqualified from.
Yeah, I think Luke Musgrave. He's like, I'm gonna burn your fucking house down. Like I think he says that to Luke Musgrave. He's like, you fucking pussy from Iowa.
And that's why Luke Musgrave probably dropped, with some drops because he's like, I'm not trying to Tucker's bad side.
No, but yeah, the Packers. It's just the receivers. They just have to figure that out. But yeah, they should beat. I could see this. The Browns. They're pesky. It's not like the Browns are bad, but they're pesky. Like so, they're like the fly. You keep trying to swat at them, and then finally the fly leaves you alone. So in the first half, that's when the Browns are annoying. But then once the Browns realize, like, oh yeah, dude, why do we try?
I really am interested to see for the long term, for the 2025 season, long term viability of the Packers. What's going to shake out with this wide receiver room? Because Jayden Reed gets injured and now has a broken clavicle. So he's going to be out for, I think, 6 weeks for the clavicle. But then he also got because he's going to be out anyway, he got the foot surgery for the Jones fracture. So that, I think, is going to be 8 weeks. So I think either way, he's out for half the season pretty much. The rest of this Packers wide receiver room really needs to step up. And this is a situation where you can see it from the tape. There are clearly plays where Matthew Golden is open and Jordan Love just does not see him. Or he sees him, but he doesn't want to make that throw and gets the ball somewhere else. Now, for the purposes of me, who has Tucker Kraft and 2 redrafts, that's great. And I love it, sir. Thank you. But from the perspective of the overall long-term playoff runability of the Packers, you got to be able to hit and see Golden and hit him in stride so that he can go and get touchdowns for this team. And you can take pressure off of your offense, your overall offense, because you can't be in situations where Josh Jacobs needs to just get a little bit of yardage to get another first down so you can do another short pass to Romeo Doubs or Dontavian Wicks. You have to get the ball downfield when those opportunities arise. As to Davion's question about does Joe Flacco get benched in this game, I would say no. I don't think he's going to be getting benched anytime soon.
Yeah.
Because they know they're terrible, and they know that it's really just a question of how long can they how long can they make do with this? And the idea being, I from what that coaching staff is doing with Shedeur Sanders, I think they really are trying to make sure Dylan Gabriel is the guy versus Shedeur. Well, now whether that's the right thing to do, that's a football decision. I can't say either way there because I didn't really watch that much of these two guys in college, but like I know Shedeur gives you more upside, but Shedeur also is going to have the circus headache that of PR and media that comes with it. So I can understand why you'd want to go Dylan Gabriel over Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel is more like typical, like he's your good standard quarterback. But the problem with Dylan Gabriel, he doesn't have the size of like a quarterback. If Dylan Gabriel was taller and had a bigger arm, he'd be the start already. But the fact of the matter is, he's short. He doesn't have that big arm. He's a talented kid that made it, and he doesn't have like the feistiness of like a Baker to make up for the fact of his limitations. Like Baker has that feistiness about him and stuff like that. And Kyler Murray and Bryce Young, they have the pedigree of being 5-star QBs and doing this and stuff. And especially Kyler Murray, like two-sport athlete, guy was drafted in the MLB, and stuff. Like Kyler Murray's an athletic freak. Like, as much as we like to shit on him, he's a tremendous athlete, so he's always going to get pat. Dylan Gabriel isn't that. I think he ended his time as like a 4-star QB, kind of bounced around in college, decided to, like he went to Ohio State, then he went to Oklahoma, then he went to Oregon. Like, he's been all over the place and stuff. So he's kind of just what he is. That's what Dylan Gabriel is. He is what he is. Shedeur has all the tangibles, but like you said, just circus. Like you just got to understand that he'll get his dad involved and all that other stuff. Flacco, the Browns understand. It's just like, hey, look, they probably talked down to the leaders of the team that said, hey, look, we're going to suck. Please, and the leaders of the team probably were like, yeah, we've heard this before. And they're like, hey, we're going to suck. It's going to be another lost year. Please stick with us. And they're just sitting there and they're just like, how many times do I have to hear this conversation before it actually changes? And then they're going, we'll pay you like we did with Myles Garrett. And then they go, oh, okay. Yeah, I'll stay. Pay me. Denzel Ward's like, you'll pay me? I'll stay. I'm good. So, yeah, no, the Browns, they're just bad. But the one thing about them being bad this year is like they hope the Jaguars are bad because they got the Jaguars first round pick too. And so they're like, oh, if those picks end up being both top 5, you can get 2 top 5 players on that roster and hopefully it changes some things and stuff. But
Stefanski is absolutely on the hot seat.
Yeah,
that's separate. That's separate from whether or not Flacco gets benched. I think. Yeah, it's more that is a situation where I think Stefanski understands that even if he made the change, Dylan Gabriel isn't saving his job.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you bother? And he doesn't want to make Shedeur Sanders a quarterback because Shedeur Sanders actually, you can make an argument, accelerates his ability to get fired because as Shedeur struggles, which he's going to do, all rookie quarterbacks struggle. People are going to say, but Shedeur did so well in college. Stefanski must be the problem. And then you're going to enter into that Chicago Bears quarterback and coach cycle meme. And he's trying to avoid that.
Yeah, like the Browns kept Stefanski because there wasn't none of the top coordinators were like looking to go to their job. And they're like Cohen, when he was available for interviews, wasn't interested. Ben Johnson wasn't interested. No one was interested. So they were just like, and not even the top defensive coordinator, like Aaron Glenn wasn't even interested in going to them. Like he was like, bro, I just spent time with the Lions. Why the fuck would I come to you guys? Like after doing that, now you want me to come to do another? Like at least with the Jets, it's in New York, better media, everything like that. I used to play for the Jets. Yeah, I'll go there. Firing Stefanski and not having like a legit candidate that you could replace him with, it would have been bad. Because like then later on, like especially for like teammates, the players that like him, they're going to be like, well, who's going to lead us now? Like you just fired a coach,
right?
You can't take a gamble on someone, and especially when you don't have anything that's worth a damn for a coach to say, yeah, I'll go coach the Browns. Like there's nothing worth it for these people to say, yeah, let's go coach Cleveland. So Stefanski is like one of those guys where it's just like, hey, we will keep him because he is a coach that has shown he can win football games, and so the Browns' hope is this guy will be able to outcoach and win football games. And Stefanski's not a bad coach. He's just in a horrible situation. I just think Stefanski's in a tough situation. And I said this before, if he gets fired, whatever team grabs him and makes him their OC, I won't be surprised if that team wins the Super Bowl within the next 3 years because he's a great coordinator and he is a good football coach. It's just this team's construction has just blown up in his face. The GM has not done a good job building a really good team around Stefanski and stuff, and it just happens.
This whole thing stems from the
Deshaun
Deshaun
Watson.
Watson trade.
Yeah.
If they do not trade for Deshaun Watson, this is a completely different team,
Yeah.
and they're actually competitive. And so you can tell that this was a decision that was made, I think, by ownership, not even necessarily the GM.
Yeah.
And the GM was forced to figure a way out to do it. And similarly, from everything we have read or reports that we've received, the indication is that drafting Shedeur Sanders was a ownership decision, not a GM and head coach decision, which is why they understand we have to do everything we can to get Dylan Gabriel ready to get him on the field versus Shedeur Sanders, because I think they know that they've seen enough of Shedeur play in college to understand that it's going to cause more headaches than it will solutions.
Yeah, because like ownership definitely was like, look, Deshaun Watson was coming out that case, but they looked at it like this: a top 5 quarterback's available.
Right.
Oh, let's do it. And it's like, if you're the Browns, you're just so desperate, and especially at that time, people need to realize the Browns actually looked like a competent team at that time. So like, because they put the blame on Baker, even though Baker was just hurt, and Baker is Baker, so he's not going to tell you he's hurt. He's just a psychopath and stuff. And so they clashed heads, and that's why Baker kind of left Cleveland. And it was just like a top 5 quarterback became available. And at the time, Deshaun Watson was a top 5 quarterback. Like he was awesome. But then they didn't factor in that guy has not been practicing. Guy is not prepared to play football. And they just felt Deshaun Watson would Deshaun Watson let the off the field stuff go on the field, and it kind of hurt him in the long run. He's not the same person he was his first 4 years in the league. And then especially, and then also too, like, if you're the Browns, you've been a shitty organization.
Yeah, I mean,
and the Texans have been shitty too. If a shitty organization like the Texans, like, hey, here's a top 5 quarterback, I'll be like, the fuck is this? No.
I mean,
to
put this in perspective, at the time when they made that trade, they had Nick Chubb, who was only, this was what, 2022. So this is 3 years ago. So he was 26 years old, still on his rookie deal.
Yeah.
You have Amari Cooper, who is still Amari Cooper. You have Donovan Peoples-Jones, who is doing pretty well for you. You have David Njoku as a young David Njoku.
Yeah.
A really good to at least decent offensive line. You have young Myles Garrett.
They had a great line. They had Conklin. They had a whole
Jack
team.
Conklin, Drew Forbes, Frohoff.
Yeah, that was a great line.
You have Jadeveon Clowney that you re-signed. You have Myles Garrett, and then in the backside on the DB in the secondary, you've got Grant Delpit, AJ Green, Greg Newsome, Denzel Ward, Greedy Williams. Like, this was a squad that this was one of those situations where they were one of the teams, similarly to Denver at the time, where the idea was just, if you get them a quarterback, this team can be a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
And the idea was just that Baker could not get the job done. And that's why they moved on from Baker. So, like, you could understand why, from a thought process, it's like, oh, a top 5 quarterback, let's get him. But once you start adding in context and nuance and the history of this whole situation, of what you can tell is going to happen, that's where it was like, oh, yeah, no, this isn't not going to
work. Yeah. Ownership really kind of fucked over. You know, and look, I feel Stefanski, yes, he is to blame to some degree, but I'm not one of those people where I think like, oh, he's like a horrible head coach. I just think it's like, bro, you're a good coach. It's just you can be dealt like a shit hand. Like you really got a shitty hand.
Because like you can make because okay, so here's the thing. If you're gonna trade for Deshaun Watson, right, you are losing draft picks, right? And that's really one of the problems, is that you cannot refresh this roster and get new talent in cheaply without the draft picks. So you're like, okay, well, what if we use cap space to bring in veterans and do that sort of thing? Well, you can't do that either, because you gave a fully guaranteed contract to Deshaun Watson, one of the largest in NFL history at the time. So it's like you were handicapped either between draft picks or between cap space, which I gotta say makes the current situation in Houston even funnier, because all Houston had to do was really build up their O-line with all of these picks that they had been getting from Ohio, from Cleveland, all these years. Now, granted, yes, you did what you needed to do to get Will Anderson, and you get Stingley, and you've got this really great defense, and I get it. But at the same time, somebody's got to throw the ball, and if that person's going to throw the ball, they need to be protected. Same argument with the Bengals and Joe Burrow, and we're going to get to that. Yeah. But let's turn to two teams, speaking of quarterbacks, that are figuring out whether or not they got the guy or figuring out whether they got to go get the guy. And the team that thinks they may have the guy is the Patriots with Drake May. And Drake May has looked really good. He has definitely had, some second-year jitters, which, I mean, you could still argue it's rookie season for him because he didn't play the full season last year because they were starting Brissett. But he has been able to move this offense and get the ball downfield. At the same time, he has shown wheels, some real scrambling ability that can get the Patriots offense out of some dire situations. What has been interesting, though, has been the Patriots' usage of TreVeyon Henderson. In the preseason, almost every time TreVeyon Henderson touched the ball, he scored a touchdown, whether it was on kick returns, punt returns, handoffs, short passes, whatever the case may be. That has not fully translated into the regular season. Now, part of that is because he's not playing against the second, third, and fourth stringers. Another part of that is that he's having trouble staying the field. And one of the reasons why that's happening is because he's also committing false start penalties. And he's getting flagged. And so no coach is going to have you on the field when at the very least, Ramondre Stevenson is not going to cause those kind of problems. He may fumble, but if you can clean up the fumbles, it's not going to be the same issue as somebody who is consistently getting penalties. And it's the same thing that happened with Audric Estime in Denver, where like the first game that he got any form of carries, that meaningful carries, he fumbled twice. And so Sean Payton was like, I don't know if he's going to be getting that much more playing time. But hopefully, Henderson can work on whatever those issues are. And maybe that's just, a level of eagerness. He's trying to, score, and he's trying to do great things for the team. But you gotta settle down. You gotta settle down and get into the rhythm of the game. On the flip side, you have a Steelers offense that is doing okay. Like they had that game last week, week 1 against the Jets, but then they kind of shit the bed against the Seahawks. And Rodgers, similarly to a lot of quarterbacks, older quarterbacks, has hit or miss games. And I will say that Jaylen Warren has looked absolutely electric in his first year as the true RB1. And similarly, Caleb Johnson cannot see the field for shit. How the Steelers really navigate this running game, I think, is what's going to be a deciding factor, not just for this game, but for their overall season, because you have to be able to run the ball well and kill clock. And I stress that so much because of the number of times that I've seen teams that have no business going far in the playoffs go far in the playoffs because they find ways to kill clock. And you can have as dynamic of a passing game with DK Metcalf and Roman Wilson and Jonnu Smith and Pat Freiermuth as you want. And Calvin Austin, I'm sorry, as well. But you have to be able to run the ball. This is I understand. I feel as though the Steelers are being favored because of the defense, and I kind of lean that way too. But I'm gonna go out on a limb here, a little bit of a limb, I suppose. Wow. And I'm gonna take the Patriots.
Following the Chase Oliver playbook, you see the vision. You understand. Zipper Tomlin, like they're done. No, I'm just kidding. No, I do believe Tomlin's not going to have a winning season. I'm going with the Patriots too. It's just because it's in Foxborough. If this was in Pittsburgh, I think I would lean more towards Pittsburgh. But Foxborough's a tough place to play. Have the Patriots played all their games at home?
Yes.
The fuck is this, bro? Like even without Brady, they still get freaking they get favors. The hell, 3 straight home games? Yeah, wow. But yeah, no, I like the Patriots here because, like you said, Drake May has shown some flashes. He has some wheels.
I'm sorry. Last week was in Miami, but it basically was, in essence, it was a home game because it's Miami.
Yeah. But yeah, no, for me, I like you said, Drake May has looked good. He's played well. He's looked he's just looked very competent. Keishon Butte has been showing up, and yeah, once they get Travion Henderson involved, I think this offense will be a little bit more explosive. But yeah, as it stands, I just the Steelers defense, it's not the same defense. It's not the same, Steelers that we know and stuff. Like Highsmith is also kind of banged up now, I guess, and so it's just one of those scenes where it's like, I just can't look at this defense and be like, oh, the Steelers defense, they'll carry them to games and stuff like. And the consistency of Rodgers, some drives he looks like, oh yeah, that's vintage Rodgers. Then there's other drives where we're just like, oh man, they look good. So yeah, I got the Pats. I think the Pats, Vrabel, you got the team ready. They'll be 2-1.
Yeah, it's the Patriots, if they got to try to stack some of these wins, because next week they face the Panthers, and then after that it's at Bills, and you got to get that one. That one you got to get. You don't really have a choice there. If you're going to try to be competitive in this division and in Buffalo, you got to pick up the win. Now, granted,
how the Patriots play this game, I might choose the upset.
Vrabel. After they face the Bills, they have a little bit of an easier time because then they're at Saints and at Titans. So if you can get that win over Buffalo, and then you stack two more, you're in a good spot as we hit the midseason. And then you can really start to look around and say, it's week 8. We're going to be playing the Browns. Who is available wide receiver wise as a trade market kind of a situation? Because we're looking better than we thought we were. I mean, not better than we necessarily thought we were, but like we are achieving what we were hoping to achieve. Because if you pick up the win in week 3, and then you get all these other wins, you would be entering week 8 at 7-1.
Wow.
Because you would have only lost to the Raiders. So in that first week 1, and then you can convince yourself that was just a fluke because it was week 1, right? Mm-hmm. And then you go, let's look at this trade market and see what we can find to try to get Drake May a little bit more help. But let's move on to.
Congrats to Stephon Diggs. Going to be a father again.
Yeah, it's going to be a father again. That's right.
Yeah.
It's a Cardi B who said she is not against the idea of marriage again, and I was like, all right, well.
Did you ever see that Vikings video where they asked the players who's the and they all said Diggs
they all said they trust their girl.
But that was before everyone knew who Stephon Diggs was, because
I know
he came off as like this nice, humble guy. So I was like, yeah, that's weird. You should have known when the teammate, like especially Adam Thielen, like his answer was like very much like at the time it was like, damn, that's very harsh. That's your wide receiver mate right there. And he was like, he's just not a nice guy that you would want to take to your family. I was like, what? Like, wow.
It's oddly specific. Let's move on to.
The more you know.
Let's move on to two teams that are sort of locked into a battle for potential NFC dominance. One might say.
Supremacy.
Supremacy. One might say. It's a little early there, but these games here early in the season. That's how you determine how a lot of the seeding works. And here you've got the Rams coming to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Rams are 2-0 after some pretty convincing wins.
Yes.
You stymied this Houston offense in week 1, and we didn't know at the time how the Houston Texans offense would be. And in week 2, you handled a Titans crew that involved Cam Ward making one of the most beautiful throws I think I have seen so far this season. That off schedule running to his right, cross the body all the way over.
He kind of reminded me of Patrick Mahomes on that play, John. No, that was a sick throw. Like once Cam Ward gets a real head coach, we'll be talking differently. He's a real head coach, man. This Callahan character, he's a great coordinator, not a head coach.
But the Rams are coming to Philadelphia to face an Eagles team that, handled the Dallas Cowboys pretty convincingly, even without Jalen Carter. And then this past week, the box score says 20-17, but it still felt a lot like the Super Bowl for a lot of parts of that game. by beating up on the Kansas City Chiefs to the point that Chris Jones, I know you saw that clip.
Oh, that
But
was
Chris
the greatest
Jones
clip
getting
ever. It's like,
angry.
shut up, man! You didn't even get 100 yards. You
Yards.
won the game.
And then Jalen Hurts is like, man, we won the game. Shut up. Like, why does it matter? And so that, honestly, that is an important thing to remember because a lot of people get caught up in fantasy football, and for sure, with good reason. And a lot of people get caught up in sports gambling and the sports game, but like the idea of sports are like, oh, I just needed 20 something yards from whoever, whatever the case may be. And you got to remember the goal for the guys playing the game is to win the game. They don't give a shit about your parlay or your fantasy team.
You know who I compare the Eagles to now? They're like Floyd Mayweather when he became Money Mayweather, where it's like they'll play their style. They don't give a shit that you hit the tush push. They don't give a shit that they're not throwing a lot.
Yeah, it's
they'll
like
still win.
Like, stop it.
Yeah, they'll still win, and people will be like, will convince themselves. Oh, did you say Maidana? He did well against Floyd. It's like, yeah, you could do well against Floyd. Doesn't mean you won the fight against Floyd, and that's how the Eagles are. It's like they're just so like, as a fan, they're frustrating to watch, but you got to appreciate how they win and they're consistent with how they do win football games. And yes, it's not always the prettiest. Yes, it's not always going to be the best, but they can beat you in multiple different ways. Like as much as people are going to be shitting that Jalen Hurts did not have a great game passing the ball, there's going to be that one game where Jalen Hurts does throw for 250 yards and have 3 touchdowns. For all you like, this is what you guys need to understand. The Eagles are a team that focus on winning the games. They're not focused on anything else. So this is why I always told people, unless it's Saquon or you have Hurts as your quarterback,
that's why
do not draft any Eagles. It's not because the AJ Brown and Devontae Smith are bad players. It's just with what the infrastructure the Eagles have, there's going to be games where they won't do much. Like, yes, AJ Brown is good for maybe one deep shot touchdown, 80 yards. Okay, great. But that's pretty much what he's good for and stuff. Like the Eagles, they win football games. They control, they win. The Rams, they have their style. Their style works too. This is a very tough game to choose. Actually, I'm very stuck. It is who I think is going to win.
It is, yeah, it is an interesting one from that perspective because it's like who do you like? It is really strength on strength of a offense that has been really killer in the Eagles on a run from a run perspective. Versus a defense of the Rams that is very good at stopping the run.
Mm-hmm.
And, this is, and the problem is, can the Eagles throw when they need to? Because like right now on the season, and granted, it's only been 2 weeks, but Jalen Hurts has 45 attempts for 253 yards, 0 touchdowns. And it is wild from the perspective that in today's NFL that they're 2-0 because if you can stop Saquon, right? And that's the problem. If you can stop Saquon, how do you stop Saquon? And how do you stop either Saquon or Hurts? And this is the same strength or the same argument behind the Ravens offense because that is the Ravens offense. If you stop Lamar, then you're not stopping Henry. And if you're stopping Henry, you're not stopping Lamar. And it's just that easy to do with these disguised runs. Or designed runs. The question to me is, can the Rams offense overcome the Eagles defense? Because I believe that the Rams have enough to stop or slow down Saquon Barkley.
I agree.
Believe that they can. I need to know, can Matt Stafford and Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams do enough when you have situations where McVay finally is going to a balanced run scheme between Kyren and Blake Corum? He's letting Blake Corum get a lot more snaps than he did last year.
Yeah, man. And finally trusting in this kid.
Yeah, he's finally trusting, and he's finally getting the opportunity.
Jim Harbaugh been texting me all day, telling me to put Corum in the fucking game, so I did.
There was so many ideas there about like McVay bell cow back, but that's only because he never had another running back that he could trust to do the things that he wants to do, and he does seem like he has that in Blake Corum. I don't trust the Rams offense enough to be able to overcome the Eagles defense. That's to me, that's the killer. How about you?
Yeah, I was kind of leaning maybe the Rams with the upset here. But like I said, I just use the Floyd Mayweather analogy. Until someone can show me this season that they can crack this weird Eagles cold, and I don't know why. I just feel this is like the game where like all the AJ Brown fantasy owners, they're happy. I feel like this is a game where it hurts, kind of unleashes a little bit. You know, that Rams secondary, it can be tested. It's not the strongest. That's not their strength right now. They don't have like a strong secondary presence. So I think I do like that Cam kid that they have. I always get confused if his name is Cam Curl or Cam Kitchens, but I do like him. But like other than that, nothing else really stands out to me there. So I think the Eagles will play good, and I think Jalen Hurts, it's gonna be a great Jalen Hurts game. He's gonna have like these great stats, and everyone's gonna be like, "See, he is a quarterback. Stop calling him a running back." Eagles fans are gonna say, "Stop calling it." And it's like, "Oh wow, Floyd finally got a knockout. Like, when's the last time you knocked someone out, Floyd? Wow." And stuff like that. Like that's how it is. That's why I call them the Floyd Mayweather. They beat you in different ways. They frustrate you when you're watching them, but it's just like, hey, you can't hate on it. They win, so like you can't hate on it and stuff. So I got the Eagles. I don't think I think the Eagles when they suffer their first loss, it's going to be one of those where it's like, oh wow, the Giants beat them, and you're just kind of
Right.
confused.
Yeah.
But like to me, I just think the Eagles. It's like against a team like the Rams. I think they will win this game. It should be a close one, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles open up the floodgates.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of a team that can open up the floodgates,
No.
oh, the Colts. Colts are coming to town. Division.
Indiana Jones.
A division battle between the Colts and the Titans. The Colts have looked really good.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that you and I talked about last week, the idea of whether or not the Colts were going to be this year's 2024 Saints. And they have now been tested by one of the best defenses in the league. Now, granted, it's not that defense at its full strength because Dre Greenlaw, you motherfucker, get healthy. But it is a defense that has great tackling, great ball hawking skills, great ability to make plays on defense, and they were able to get 29 points. So either the Denver defense is not as good as people think it is, or the Colts offense is better than people think it is.
I think it's the Colts offense is better than
we're gonna see, because if they're able to get 29 on the Denver defense, they should annihilate the Titans defense. No disrespect to Jeffrey Simmons. This is a Titan, like, it should not even be close. And I feel bad for Cam Ward, man, because when you and I were originally talking about the season, we were talking about how, the Titans, like, we were looking at when we were doing our, not predictions, but like going through the schedules, we were talking about, you could be getting your first win against the Colts.
Yeah.
And now we don't know if they're going to get their first win against the Colts.
Yeah,
for the Titans. It's tough.
I had the Colts as the worst team in the AFC. Now I look like an idiot because like I didn't realize Steichen was like, oh yeah, this is what I should be doing, calling plays and stuff. Like I didn't expect the Colts to be like this great offense that hasn't punted the football in the first 2 games and like has the most scoring drives in NFL history and stuff. Like they're doing some New Orleans Saints prime Drew Brees shit. This Colts team, like they look good and stuff. But yeah, like you said, this is like to me like a real litmus test because like to me it's like, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, they just beat Denver. What do you mean this is like, no, like you said, we gotta see them thrash. If they don't thrash the Titans, then I'm like, okay, the Colts are like the Saints of last year where they hyped us up in the beginning and then they're gonna let us down near the end. They're not really as legit, but they come out here and they just mollywop the Titans. And if Taylor looks how he's been looking, and I don't worry about Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren's gonna be a beast. But if like those receivers can like get stuff going, Pittman, like they have like a really good, like fun little receiving core too. Like, yeah, and Indiana Jones has been looking good. Like he's just like, wow, this is what happens when a competent coach believes in a guy. That's crazy. It's like Sam Darnold with KOC. Wow, crazy, and stuff. But yeah, I really do think that the Colts should win this game. But like you said, we want to see it in a dominant fashion. We don't want to see no.
This is what I was thinking earlier with that when we were talking about Chargers Raiders. When I was saying the Chargers defense, and you were saying they're not as good as like people are overrating them. it's not necessarily the idea of overrating them. It's the idea that you should win the games you're supposed to win.
Yeah.
And what happened on Monday was the Chargers won a game they were supposed to win.
Yeah.
And here the Colts should, one, win a game they're supposed to win, but two, it's the fashion in which you do it. And if you, like I said, if you don't thrash them, if you don't mollywop these guys, that's a problem, because the Titans are going through a lot of growing pains. So, from a stats perspective, I just want to see continued improvements from Cam Ward and continued connections between him and Calvin Ridley, him and Alec Ayomanor, and that's really what this game is about, because this Colts defense, Zaire Franklin's going to be hunting.
Don't worry, Cam Ward. Once you get a real head coach, you'll be fine. No, I'm just saying, once he gets a real head coach, you'll be fine. Ben Johnson really should have just been like, no, I'll wait till the Titans job opens up. He should have just wait. Hey, dude, go to Tennessee. They're getting a new.
It is crazy, because if you honestly, I've seen enough of Cam Ward that I'm like, if I could take Cam Ward, right now I could trade Cam Ward for Caleb Williams,
I would do it.
I would do it in a heartbeat. And Cam Ward, with the weapons, with the receivers that Chicago has, he would be able to make DeAndre Swift look good as a running back. That's how good I think he'd be able to play.
Let's do this exercise real quick. Caleb Williams, number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of quarterbacks also taken in that draft. Obviously, Jaden Daniels, we would take over Caleb Williams. Bo Nix, we would take over Caleb Williams. Would you take Michael Penix over Caleb Williams?
Yes, only because when I think they both can make. So here's the thing. I think Michael Penix, when he's doing the improvisational stuff, he's doing that better than Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
But what I'm also saying is that Caleb Williams is overthrowing people. And so when there's pressure, what happens is he gets the ball out just fast enough that he is making safer throws.
Yes.
While he's under pressure, because he knows he has to get the ball out fast enough. When he has the protection, he's overthrowing people like crazy. Penix, on the other hand, doesn't have as much protection in the first place, but he is getting the ball out on schedule and on time. He is also overthrowing people, but I think he does the improvisational a bit better than Caleb Williams does. I would take J.J. McCarthy over Caleb Williams, yes.
Well, I was going to say Drake May next, but...
Oh, Drake May, yes. I would also take Drake May.
Okay, so we would take all the other quarterbacks over the...
I think I would. I think I would, only because, I am... but that also... The reason why I would take JJ over Caleb is my personal style of what I want from a quarterback. You know me. I want a pocket passer primarily.
Have you seen JJ McCarthy play football?
Yeah.
He's not a pocket passer. He's not that much of a pocket passer. This guy can run.
No. What I'm saying is I want a person who pocket passes really well and happens to be athletic.
Okay.
I want outside of the fact that he can't stay healthy now, I want Joe Burrow. I don't want a Jalen Hurts or a Lamar Jackson, because if you have to be able to win from the pocket. Yeah. Josh Allen is a great example of what I'm talking about, where he has the ability to run and scramble and evade and get pressure. But when he's in the pocket, he also can dot people from a distance.
So what John is telling me here is that he wants Baker Mayfield as his quarterback. And that's his...
I would love for Baker, before Bo Nix was there, I would love for Baker Mayfield to
but did you see how I laid that up?
Yeah.
What a great lob by me by doing that.
And let's talk about whether or not Baker Mayfield is going to be...
The assist of the year brought to you by State Farm.
Let's talk about whether or not Baker Mayfield is going to be throwing dots and dimes against this Jets secondary, because the Jets are coming to town, and this is a Jets offense that is going to be giving the Buccaneers, I think, some top opportunities. because it's not going to be Justin Fields behind center.
Oh man,
it's going to be Tyrod Taylor,
Chargers
LA
legend.
Chargers legend.
The last starting quarterback before Herbert, Tyrod Taylor.
The man who stood in Justin Herbert's way for just long enough to take a syringe to the chest,
Hey,
puncture his lung.
Undefeated against Joe Burrow as a starter. That's all that matters. Tyrod. I love tricking Chargers fans, like especially like the fans that like they forget that Tyrod Taylor was a starter. When you go, hey, name the last 3 starting quarterbacks for the Chargers and stuff. Well, if you don't count Easton Stick, like the time when Herbert was injured, but like they'll be all like, oh yeah, it was Herbert, Rivers, Breeze. No, what? Who? Tyrod Taylor. He was a starter for the season. Can't forget about that. So, yeah, Chargers legend. He beat Bill Burrow.
Could we make an argument? That from a passing perspective and an overall ability to move the ball downfield, that the Jets offense could be better with Tyrod Taylor than with Justin Fields?
Yeah, they could,
especially after last week.
Yeah, I think they'll be. Honestly, this game, I just think the Buccaneers, they're automatic. If you have Sunday ticket, you got to put them in the 4 box. You don't know what's going to happen. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen. Like, it's crazy to me, that Texans game, it was funny. When the Buccaneers got the ball back, I was like, yeah, they're going to win this game. And it was like, and if you look at the situation, you're like, no way, they're not going to win. It's like, no, I think they're going to win this game. Like, they're missing their top 2 tackles. Their guard just got injured. Baker, the series before, looked like he tore his Achilles, but then he had to talk shit to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. It's the greatest play this season. Nothing will ever talk. Baker looking like he tore his Achilles. It looked like, oh shit, this is bad for the Bucs. And
then for a second there, I thought he was like kind of took a dive a little bit to maybe stop the clock or something like that. And then he popped right back up and yelled. I was like, oh no. He was just.
You heard Chauncey Gardner-Johnson talk shit, and it was like the Wolverine X Factor healing kicked in. He was like, hey, "What the fuck you be saying about me?" And so, did you see his slight diss to Joe Burrow in his Instagram post?
No.
He said 10 toes down.
Oh.
How do you know?
Romeo says too soon.
Dude, Baker is just such a shit to start. Chip on his shoulder. Like, this is the guy that you run through brick wall. But yeah, I just think they're always an entertaining game. Like, the Buccaneers, let's just be real. If you actually look at the Falcons and the Texans game, this team should be 0-2. They should not be 2-0. But here they are at 2-0. They have a good defense. Offense can be hit or miss sometimes. It just depends on the play calling. Like, I feel they forced to run too much. I love Bucky Irving, but I feel like they're really trying to, like, I feel like the Buccaneers are really trying to mimic what the Lions did last year, like the last few years, with Irving and Rachaad White. And it's like, you can try to do that, but not when all your linemen are injured. Like, that's not the time to do it. Like, I just feel like, gotta trust in Baker, because Baker, I feel like you have better chances with Baker with the ball in your hands than trying to force to run. And their offense comes a little bit too predictable. But I think the Jets will keep this respectable. That Jets defense is still good. Like, it's not an ass defense. Like, the only ass against Josh Allen. Like, let's be real. Like, when they play Josh Allen, they just go, yeah. So what are you doing after the game? All right, cool. Hey, guys, we're not playing against Josh Allen. We ain't beating this poor guy. He kicks our ass every time. Like, fuck that. And stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they doing it. But I think the Buccaneers win. But it'll be much closer. Like, it'll be like how they won the last 2 games. It'll be like, oh, the Jets are up. Buccaneers only have 58 seconds left. And then Baker will break out like a 23-yard run. And then it's like, what the hell happened? Wait, Baker just threw a touchdown to Mike Evans. The fuck is this? And you're like, they won? So
I will say, Emeka Egbuka's over-under on touchdowns for the year was 5.
Yeah,
and
we got that.
He has 3.
Yeah,
he already has 3.
How many future bets do we have on Egbuka? Just us 2 alone? Like, I have it. I have his yards. I have his touchdowns.
I have his yards too. And I'm keeping track of it all.
The yards are the only concern a little bit, but the touchdowns, that's cashing, and that was at plus money too. We got that at plus money. Like,
And a couple weeks ago, like when the season started, I think he was plus. What was it? I think plus 2,000 to be rookie of the year.
Yeah.
He's now plus 500.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the only reason why there's anybody above him is because their names are Ashton Genty and Tyler Warren, which is not fair for Mika Ibuka, but that's the name of the game.
See, the thing with Tyler Warren is like I love Tyler Warren. In that one redraft league that I have Tyler Warren, I also have Emeka Ibuka. So I have two of my favorite prospects of this draft on the team, and I will always watch them and just be like, I love you two. You're amazing. I'm just going to keep drafting you every single year. But the thing is, I just feel like Ibuka will have more touchdowns and yards at the end of it all, while Tyler Warren, he will have the yards, but it'll be like Bowers, where Bowers didn't really have a shit ton of touchdowns. That's where it's going to hold him back. And Cam Ward's always going to be higher because he's a quarterback, and it's all Cam Ward really needs to do is get 20 touchdowns, and then they'll be like, oh, he's the rookie of the year. And it's like, what? He only got 20 fucking touchdowns.
So I think we are comfortably taking the Buccaneers, both of us.
Oh yeah, like there was nothing really to talk about with that Jets game. They just couldn't do shit. Like that was it. Like
I will say, it is nice to see Breece Hall having a bit of a resurgence. I will say that. Oh, Davion, thank you for
Davion. Don't worry.
Will Mike Evans continue the streak of 1,000 yards this year? We are keeping a track, and that we saved that for the last thing that we do before we call it a day. But one thing that both of the quarterbacks of this team and the teams in this next one did was they both called it a day. Well, one of them called it a little bit less of a day than the other, but we have the Bengals coming to face the Vikings, and it really is sad, Chase, because a couple weeks ago, when this season was bright and new and brand new and just a newborn little baby, we were talking about Vikings and Bengals and how we were looking forward to it. The battle of Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, J.J. McCarthy, and Joe Burrow. And man, what a difference a few weeks makes, because a high ankle sprain is going to keep J.J. McCarthy out of this game. But more importantly than that, Joe Burrow with a grade 3 turf toe injury that also involved torn ligaments. He's going to be getting a surgery to get this fixed, and he's going to be out of commission for somewhere between 8 and 9 weeks. That is basically the season, considering it is week 2, and he's going for it. Now, if he takes the full time to heal, he doesn't get back until week 10, week 11. And even if he does get back week 10, week 11, he's not going to, he didn't even get the chance to get into mid-season Joe Burrow form.
Yeah.
Where he's just dotting people. So it's still going to take him some time to get up there. Unless Jake Browning does the Lord's work over these next few weeks, the Bengals are missing the playoffs again.
Yeah.
And that, I feel bad for Bengals fans, but this is the name of the game.
I don't think their owner they're supporting a team that ownership has been cheap for so many years, and they keep the Bengals. Let's be real, Bengals are kind of like a fancier Raiders. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like their fan base believes all these delusions, and then they just and when you tell them facts, they don't want to listen to these facts. And the facts of the matter is just, hey, your organization is like a cursed organization. Like, when we gonna wake up and realize this? And yeah, both these teams are cursed.
Let's not forget.
Yeah, I know. I'm changing.
What?
I'm changing my Super Bowl pick.
after
I'm going Eagles and Bills, John.
That was what I picked.
Yeah, I'm just copying up right now.
What is this bullshit? Let's not forget though.
You know what? Hey, did you know a fun fact of last week?
What?
It's the first week since 2009 that all the bird teams won. Seahawks, Eagles, Ravens, Cardinals, Falcons. All the bird teams won. Yeah.
Wow. Did you also know that there's a subreddit that is just dedicated to the bird teams? It's fans of all the bird teams, and I'm like, why would you guys have a subreddit together? What is that? That's I've ever heard of.
Did they root for each other? They're like, hey, root for the birds.
Yeah, if they're not playing each other, I'm like, they're rooting for each other. I'm like, so you mean to tell me that there's a subreddit where the Panthers and the Bengals fans get together? Because that's also dumb. And the Lions,
the most autistic
And
thing ever, just having a
actually,
bird
yeah.
subreddit.
So like there would also be a subreddit for Panthers, Bengals, Jaguars, Lions fans to all get together and hang out.
The cat
Yeah,
subreddit.
I'm like, that's stupid shit too. What is wrong with you people? Like, would I want to be in a subreddit with Colts fans? No, I
Yeah,
would not.
you guys are both horses.
Like we would just keep arguing about who really gets Peyton Manning, and I would say it's the Broncos. So fuck off. No, I don't want to be in a subreddit.
Who are the Chargers subreddit? Like,
Who would they be shared with? Like, I don't know. It's like teams that have the color blue.
So us, Buffalo, Carolina,
the Rams,
the Lions. Well, Rams are like a Navy.
Well, I mean, it's the closest to a blue and yellow with you guys.
I guess Rams, and I guess we're kind of the Bears. They were blue too.
Huh?
Yeah, so.
Well, like this is
the Colts. Yeah, okay.
But what I was gonna say was
blue subreddit.
Don't forget, buddy. After a certain Sunday Night Football, there was a conversation, an unaired conversation, where we were discussing the best player in the NFL currently.
Oh, I know.
And at one point,
I was proven right.
The conversation got to Josh Allen
versus
Joe Burrow. And a good friend of ours who reports the news was pounding the table for Joe Burrow to the point that myself and you were accusing him of trolling. And he was saying he was serious as a heart attack. And he kept bringing up the idea that Joe Burrow has been to a Super Bowl and has earned his way in and has beaten Mahomes in Arrowhead and all these sorts of things. And you and I, you more than me, but I always maintain the best ability is availability. And we were pointing out that Joe Burrow gets hurt.
Yeah.
And
I don't think Joe Burrow's a bad player. Like, if Joe Burrow is available,
no, not at all. Not at all. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's great.
Honestly, before this injury happened, if I was starting a team tomorrow and I had the ability to draft any quarterback, I would take Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I don't hate Joe Burrow. Like I betted on him 2 years in a row to be the MVP of the league. Like, I don't hate the guy at all. Like, I think he's a terrific player.
In the same redraft league, I have drafted Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase 2 years in a row.
Yeah,
this was the first year in the past 3 or 4 years that I have not had either Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, or both.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that Josh Allen. The reason why he's better than Joe Burrow is just because I know Josh Allen will be on the field every freaking Sunday that I'm a fan of the Bills, or if I'm watching, I know Josh Allen's going to play. Whilst with Joe Burrow, this guy suffers a random injury every single freaking year, and it's like crazy. If you look at like the numbers, it's just like this guy can't. You can blame it on the Bengals not getting the protection, but it's just because it's like this guy can't be available, and so this is why Josh Allen. I get it. Joe Burrow, yes, he beat the Chiefs. Yes, he's played in the Super Bowl. Josh Allen hasn't done that yet, but Josh Allen, no matter, is more consistent and is consistently there.
And the thing is, Josh Allen's going to have more cracks at the bat.
Yeah,
he's going to have more swings at the bat because he's able to stay healthy.
Yeah, and Joe Burrow, he's only had that one swing at the bat, but then the rest of the times it's like, hey, where have you been since?
Yeah, I remember when I was watching the playoffs this past year, the 2024 playoffs, because Colleen's been watching a lot more football with me this past year, this past season, and now with this season coming in, I was pointing out to her that, as much as I dislike the Chiefs, and as much as I said even Chase dislikes the Chiefs, both of us respect the fact that the Chiefs are making it to Super Bowls repeatedly.
Yeah, 100%.
Because there is so many players that will get drafted. There are players, and I think you and I have talked about this. I know I've definitely said this before on this show. There are players that will get drafted and will be rookies on teams that make the Super Bowl, lose the Super Bowl, and those players who were rookies that year will never play in a Super Bowl again. No. Will never even make the playoffs again. And it's incredible, the ability to get the job done. So, I take nothing away from the fact that Joe Burrow made the Super Bowl, but I look at Josh Allen and I look at the Bills and I say they have more opportunities to do it repeatedly. I believe that they have that in them, and I believe that they have the ability to get the job done if McDermott can figure out why his cornerbacks and middle linebackers will not come up to make tackle on the ball in the playoffs for some reason. But if he can get that done, hey, sky's the limit for them. But in this one, I think we got to. I mean, I'm going Vikings off of the strength of the Vikings defense being able to, with a full week of it's Jake Browning that we have to worry about and not Joe Burrow. I think that they go after Jake Browning. Now, if there was ever a time for a backup quarterback or a situation for a backup quarterback or even a rookie quarterback to be able to go, fuck it, that person's down there somewhere. It's the Bengals, because if it's not Jamar Chase, it's T. Higgins. And if
That
it's not
was
Higgins,
literally T. Higgins' touchdown. That was T. Higgins' touchdown. He literally just threw it up there, and T. Higgins caught it.
If it's not those two guys, it's Mike Gesicki. If it's not Mike Gesicki, it's Noah Fant. If it's not Noah Fant, it's Chase Brown. Like, this is a loaded offense to be able to do that. However, I'm going to trust Brian Flores just a little bit more. Like, I appreciate the fact that this line is plus 130 for the Bengals, because they're like, it's still a team with Jamar Chase. Like, there's still an opportunity here for them to win. But I'm going to trust the Vikings defense more than the Bengals offense. How about you?
Browning, when he came in against what is a mediocre Jaguars defense, just started throwing horrible balls, had 3 interceptions in one half. I cannot choose the Bengals in good faith. I can think they can win this game, but I'm going with the Vikings.
It's wild because when we did the backup quarterback conversation, we put him as number 2 in the conference and number 3 overall.
Yeah, and he just, maybe with the preparation and, he has that chip on his shoulder that the Vikings cut him and everything like that. So maybe he will play well, but it's just, look, I think the Vikings struggled against the Falcons. I don't see them struggling against the Bengals. Like, that's just it. I just don't. That Bengals defense is, the fact that the Jaguars, who are funny enough up next, did not win that game is just insane to me, because the Bengals were giving them opportunities to win that game.
Yeah,
both these teams were. I don't know how both of these teams are sitting in a draw, because it was like the Jaguars and the Bengals both were just playing stupid football. Like, it was. Let's just talk about the Jaguars now. This team pisses me off so much. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're doing, but I'll give them credit. The offense is competent, but then Liam Cohen just makes these weird decisions. Like, just kick the field goal. Why are you going for it on 4th down? Kick the fucking field goal. Like, this guy really, he cost him the game. Like,
you also can't have Brian Thomas Jr. basically kind of giving up on plays.
Yeah, no, he's giving up on plays. Travis Hunter, they keep trying to force him the ball. Hunter looked good at cornerback, and that pass interference was not a pass interference. I don't care what anyone says.
The offenses looked good because of ETN.
Yeah, and the running game.
So can the Texans stop? Can the Texans stop a run game?
Yeah, they stopped Bucky Irving and Rashad White for a little bit. So
then I don't know why this line is the way it is. Like, it's just home field advantage to me that they're giving Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think Texans win.
Yeah,
I like, nothing from the Jaguars made me say, "Wow!" Like, this is, What's the record? 1-1.
Say again.
Yeah, they're 1-1, right?
Jaguars. Yeah, Jaguars are 1-1, and sadly, the Texans are 0-2. If you're the Texans, you got to get Nick Chubb and Woody Marks moving. Like, I don't care what it is.
What happened to Dameon Pierce? He died or something?
They don't want to use him because that's the other thing.
You know what? The Chiefs would like Dameon Pierce. They need a running back. My latest Mahomes impressions have just been me doing my Mahomes impression. Be like, man, I need a running back, man. Everyone says I need wide receivers. I actually need a running back because I'm tired of them running the ball.
It's funny yourself because they re-signed Clyde Edwards-Helaire after he got cut in, I think it was New Orleans.
Yeah, no, but they don't use it. They don't even use him, man.
But no, Dameon Pierce did really well his rookie year, and then they changed the run scheme to be more. I think it was they went from inside zone to outside zone, and he's more of an inside zone runner, and that's why he did not do as well.
Well, my clone can't just be like, "Hey, dude, we have this really good player. Like, why don't we use him?" Like,
And so then they got Joe Mixon, and Mixon was doing really well.
do you think Mixon is like legit hurt, or do you think Mixon just doesn't want to play for this team?
No, I think Mixon is legit.
I think it's both. I think he's hurt, but I think he's so done with the Texans.
But like, if he's medically cleared, he's medically cleared. What choice does he have?
No, I just think he's hurt. You know, he just doesn't want to fight for D'Amico Ryans no more. He was pissed during that playoff game against the Chargers, and then the following week he was more pissed off. Like, he was really pissed.
Why was he pissed in the game against the Chargers? They won.
No, he was pissed. He wasn't getting touches.
I fucking hate NFL players sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, the idea that it's like, I don't care that we won. I care that I didn't get the chance to help us win. It's
he did help them win. He ended up.
You weren't needed this week. Like, you save that anger.
Yeah.
For when we do need you, and then destroy people.
I mean,
like,
it could be like, you know, how Cooper Kupp treats his role in the Seahawks now. You know, just, I'm here. I'll make distraction wells for JSN, and there'll be one game where I'll go for 130 yards, and everyone says, "Yep, Cooper Kupp's back." Maybe it's this game against the Saints, because the Saints suck.
Because the Saints defense is the only thing that's kind of keeping them in games. That
and Spencer Rattler's keeping them out of games.
Juwan Johnson is like the bright spot of this team, and Alvin Kamara is just like, I'm old, but I can run.
Yeah, the Saints offense is like literally the worst thing you can watch. Like, it's so funny how Red Zone, they will give you updates on everything. And even with the Niners, like, you know, the Niners are like world-class organization, been to a couple Super Bowls in the last 5 years. They barely showed updates for the Saints Niners game. Like, they refused to show like any updates. Like, if they had to, like, they're like, do we really need to go to the Niners and Saints? It's like watching Rattler play any form of football. It's just like, I feel so bad for what's his name? The Boise State quarterback. He was my OC. I should know his name. The head coach for the Saints. What's his name again? Oh, yeah, Kellen Moore. I feel bad for him, because this is what he can't. I don't think he's going to get fired at all. I think he's fine.
Yeah, he's a first year head coach.
Yeah, we've seen first year head coaches sometimes get
but
the
Saints do the Saints do that?
I don't know. Maybe.
What are they going to look at him and be like, "Hey, buddy, you couldn't get the yardage out of Spencer Rattler"?
Yeah, maybe.
You're fired.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, if they were going to fire him because of that, then I wouldn't want to coach for that organization in the first place. I'd be like, "Thank you for firing me."
Yeah, no, the Saints is just unwatchable football. The Seahawks should win this game. The thing with the Saints are, I'll give them this: they're scrappy. Like,
yes.
They don't. That defense will make sure that team is in games. Like, that defense literally is a good defense. It's not a bad defense. Look at the points that they've given up. Like, they haven't given up that much points. And it's like, I know everyone's gonna say, well, they face Kyler Murray, they face Mac Jones and stuff, but still, like, you would think if the Saints are such a bad team, it's just that offense holds them back and stuff. Like, it's just and it's not Kellen Moore's fault either. It's literally just that Spencer Rattler sucks.
Yeah, like right now they are 18th in the league. They're tied with the Vikings. Both they and the Vikings have given up 46 points, and even from a yardage perspective, they're 14th, 620 total yards. So like they're not a bad defense by any stretch of the imagination, but they do have a problem where they don't get complimentary football. On the flip side, the Seahawks do get complimentary football. The problem is Sam Darnold every once in a while makes terrible mistakes.
Yeah, this is the thing.
They got to clean that up. They got to clean that up if they're going to go anywhere.
Yeah, because Darnold may have one of those. Darnold's like Geno, where it's like you'll have those games where it's like, well, you threw 3 interceptions. What's going on? Are you okay, Sam? It's like,
and he's just like, wait for next week. I'll be back.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. I'll be back next week and stuff.
The story of former New York Jets quarterbacks.
Yeah, so yeah, I think we're both going with the Seahawks here. Yeah, like there's no. I can't wait till it's Panthers and Saints. We might as well. I might just choose the first ever draw. I might just say draw. Who cares? Chargers Broncos should be a good game. Good
Oh,
defenses.
this should be fantastic.
Yeah, good defenses going at it. I can make a good case Denver wins this game and stuff.
I am
Like,
annoyed though. I am annoyed for three different reasons. The first is I really got to figure out what the hell is going on with Dre Greenlaw, and it's starting to annoy me. I get the idea that you really want him for like more of a playoff run, but like in order to get into the playoffs, you still have to win games during the regular season. And it's not a knock against players like Alex, but it's like Alex needs help, and Sternad is good, but like Dre Greenlaw would be better.
Yeah, he's no Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah, that's the problem there.
Yeah, because you need Greenlaw for his overall skill. Like Alex Singleton, he's good at stopping the run. He's a great tackler. Coverage is not his strongest suit. Like he can cover, but it's not like the best thing he can do.
And the other problem is that Alex is still coming back from
ACL surgery.
Yeah, so it's like he's not going to be Alex Singleton. So it's like if I would much rather have Dre Greenlaw there as opposed to Sternad help working with Alex. And then on the flip side, Riley Moss, great cornerback, but he's also causing some penalties here and there. Yeah. Which I mean, I get it because like quarterbacks don't want to throw at Pat, so it's like they're going to throw at you. That's why part of why they drafted Jahdae Barron is so that there's less, like they can mix it up a little bit more. But the other thing that is annoying me is Evan Ingram and now picking up an injury. But on top of that, Evan Ingram, before he had the injury, was not getting looks. There was not a lot of balls being thrown his way, not a lot of plays being designed to be for him. So it's this very, very not upsetting, but it's a very questionable, like what the hell is going on with he wanted this Joker and it was supposed to be Ingram and it was also supposed to be Harvey, but you're not really using either of them that much, especially in the situation of pass catching running backs. Like you're not really using RJ Harvey in that perspective. So how they want to, that being said, J.K. Dobbins has one of the highest rates of explosive runs of like 20 plus yards this season. Yeah. It's like Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, I forget the third person, and then J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, it's probably Bijan.
It might be Bijan.
Yeah, he's the only one I can think of. Like, I there's a world where the Broncos can win this game. I'm just riding high on the Chargers. I'm just gonna.
I completely understand it.
The Broncos could. The one thing with the Chargers is it's like I still don't know how teams are biting on their play actions when they're not running the ball efficiently at all. Like teams are and also this offensive line has just been fantastic. Like we lost our franchise left tackle. Joe Alt's like, I'm just a beast. I can play both sides. It's not a big deal. It's like, all right, cool. And then Tru Picks, who has been notoriously horrible, has just stepped it up this year. He has been really, really good. Like he's been a guy I've been wanting to cut for years. I'm just like, get rid of this guy. He stinks. And he handled his business against Max Crosby. The only time Crosby's pressures were when the tight ends were blocking Max Crosby, not when Tru Picks was and stuff. But yeah, the Chargers, I think if this is it, we want to see the running game, but with Harris and Amari and Hampton, this could possibly be the game because the Broncos, if there's one thing that like they've been kind of effy on, is that run defense.
Yeah.
But like I'm very excited to.
Harbaugh is watching that Jonathan Taylor tape, and he's like, "Yeah, we could do something like that."
Man, imagine if I had Jonathan Taylor on my team with Justin Herbert. That'd be great. You know how close the Chargers were to signing Saquon? So close. So close. Imagine Saquon on this team. But no, I like what I've seen from Hampton. Like that fumble, honestly, it was just like
what happens is he keeps getting hit in the backfield.
Yeah.
And it's like, the problem. What do you want this guy to do?
Yeah, and then Najee Harris is, it's Najee Harris. You ask him to get 1 yard, he'll get you 3. You ask him to get 5 yards, he'll get you 3. Like that's Najee Harris's MO. Like he does his thing. He does well. But yeah, no, I think if there's a chance for the running games, I think both defenses are going to do good against these offenses. Herbert, just play like you did. Don't play like you did in the fourth quarter. That was bad, Justin Herbert. I don't know what happened. Like it was like Massenbeer probably left him on red. He's like, man, this. During the break. Yeah. He's all sad. Keenan's like, hey, come on, 10. He goes, she left me on red, Keenan. What do I do? Hey, don't worry about that, man. Just throw me a ball. And then Herbert almost threw an interception to Jermaine Pratt. I'm like, what? Najee Harris was right there for the check down, buddy. You didn't have to throw that ball to Keenan Allen. Like that was bad, Herbert coming out and stuff. But yeah, once the Chargers get a run game, this play action is going to be insane. And it's crazy. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this. We have a 3-headed monster at wide receiver with Keenan, Ladd,
and
Quentin Johnston.
Say his name and he appears.
He's been
believes in QJ.
Yeah, I mean, like Lambert Smith and Trey Harris, like they've had. Well, Lambert Smith has not had flashes like he did in preseason. Trey Harris has had flashes, like a little bit, but yeah, it's like it's amazing. Just like, wow, Herbert has three competent wide receivers, and they all play a role, and you have 2 guys that hopefully will find their role. And it's like, wow, if you have 5 wide receivers that can kind of do stuff, and teams have to figure out, like, okay, Trey Harris is in, he has to do this. We know Lambert Smith is going to go deep, but then who's covering Ladd? Who's covering Keenan? Who has QJ when QJ's running either a deep route or a drag? Because, like, I think they found the routes that QJ's good at and stuff. And then, QJ has done his part of catching the ball. Like, that deep shot to QJ was just beautiful. It was just like, oh my god, yeah.
That's the one that's used in the memes about him and Madison Beer.
Yeah.
What I will say though is, to Davion, to answer your question, Drew Sanders is on PUP, so he's going to miss at least 2 more games. But we'll see what happens for him to potentially return.
Shout out to Dicker the kicker, the most accurate field goal kicker of all time. Fuck you, Brandon Aubrey. I don't care if you kick 64 yards. My kicker is the most accurate kicker of all time.
I will say, though, speaking of wide receivers, that seeing the step up that Troy Franklin has made has been really, really nice. And that's what they wanted. The idea of this Oregon Duck to Oregon Duck connection between Bo and Troy, and this Denver offense, they got a lot that they got to clean up.
Just imagine the Buccaneers, instead of using Sterling Shepard, they use our boy Tez, and then they have Tez and Buka, and then
I would be happier if they were throwing to Tez Johnson over Sterling Shepard, simply because Tez Johnson is going to be on the team longer.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you want to start getting him reps?
Yeah, no. But then John could have been like, but then you would have been like, man, I could have had Buka and Tez instead. I still have Cortland Sutton.
Hey, whoa, sir! Cortland Sutton's fucking amazing.
You would if the Buccaneers called you, John, and you're the GM, and say, hey, we'll give you Buka, give us Sutton in a 3rd round pick. You would make that trade in a heartbeat.
Yes, because Sutton's older.
Yeah,
not because he's bad.
No, but because we love Emeka Buka. If they came to me and they said Ladd McConkey at Emeka Buka straight up, I would do it.
Hold on, let me think about that for a second.
Ladd for Emeka? Sure.
For Emeka.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably take Emeka.
Yeah. I love Ladd too. Don't get me wrong. Georgia balls him every week. They call him London. They call him London Humphreys for whatever reason, but they borrow him.
Ladd McConkey.
Yeah, I love Ladd. Don't get me wrong. It's just, look, guys, I'm on a big Emeka. Emeka Buka is my guy. Like, I've fallen in love with a guy named Emeka Buka. Like, if I meet him, he'll have to be concerned. I'll be like, you're my favorite player I've ever seen. And he'll be like, for what reason? I'll be like, him and Tyler Warren are my football crushes right now, but especially Emeka Buka. Like,
a team that could use both of them? Fucking Niners. With Kittle on IR.
Dude, I can't.
All their wide receivers. However, they did get Juwan Jennings back, and he
Shanahan revenge game.
Yeah, he finally picked up where he left off.
No, Shanahan said, "See, this is why I should have had Mac Jones this whole time." He said, "Made me draft Trey Lance. It's cool. I got Purdy out of it, but still, could have had this guy this whole time."
Yeah, a little bit of redemption for Mac Jones, but I think he's going to be starting another week because Brock, I think, is still out.
No, Brock's out. This is Mac Jones. Brock's out for a few weeks.
I forget if it was week to week or if it was like confirmed.
No, they said 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6. Okay, yeah, 4 to 6 for Brock's out for a minute. Brock, I don't think Brock Purdy has to worry about his job. I think it's his job no matter what. He's a better quarterback, but with Mac Jones, I just think the Niners are completely fine. I don't understand this line, though, of them being a favorite. I get it's Cardinals, but, like, the Cardinals are a more complete team and more healthier.
Yes, but The Niners have CMC.
That's true.
Any team that has that much of an advantage when it comes to the running back position, and the crazy thing is, it's not a knock against James Conner, but that much of an advantage when it comes to the running back position between the tackles runner, outside zone runner, and pass catching ability.
I was hoping the Niners would be underdogs so I can bet them against Cardinals.
That's fair. That's fair, and I understand why you would want that. But like now with Juwan Jennings looking like he's back from his hamstring stuff, and he basically picked up right where he left off last season, and between him and Ricky Pearsall, if they are just able to move the ball efficiently, they will pick up this win because the Cardinals keep shooting themselves in the foot.
There's no the Cardinals had life and death situations against the Saints and the fucking Panthers. Holding
I don't understand how they keep trying to shoot themselves in the foot, but they do, and it's just wild.
It's like Kyler Murray. He has a setting. He only plays good for one half, and he decides what half he's going to play good in. And then after that,
he flips a coin. He's like,
oh,
it's the second half this time,
it's the second half this week, boys, and stuff like because if you watch that Cardinals and Panthers game, which I sadly did, I said, you know what, I'll sit down. I'll do the tape. Let me see what happened. And because I saw the score when I left, I watched the first half, not by choice. It was on Red Zone, and there was only 3 games in the afternoon slot, so we had to watch Cardinals and Panthers. So I saw the Cardinals. I'm like, wow, they're kicking their ass. Wow, Cardinals turned leaf. I come back home after work, and I see that the Panthers almost made a comeback. And I was just saying, was this more like Cardinals were kicking their ass, and then the Panthers just got garbage time stuff? No, it was literally like the Cardinals were just like, hey, Carolina, we're giving you this win, man. We can win more games. Here you go. And the Panthers were just like
they were trying to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah, they were literally, like, they didn't do anything else the rest of the second half. Like, the offense just stopped moving. It was just like, what is with this team? Then the defense, there's that drive. Like, the referee looked annoyed every minute. Offsides, defense, illegal contact, defense, and then another flag. And he was just like, can you guys just stop fucking being idiots? And he's just like, whatever, defense.
Yeah, the wild thing is that 10 years ago, this was the NFC title game.
Yeah, man.
Carson
Palmer versus Cam
Newton. It was going to face either the Broncos or the Patriots in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, that Broncos Patriots game is still one of my favorites. The AFC
oh my god,
so good.
And the best part was I had a buddy back in law school who was from the New England area. So that year we had 2 games. The first was that snow game in New England, Brock Osweiler, and the second was the AFC title game. Now, we didn't know we were going to get the AFC title game at the time, but that overtime run by CJ Anderson, he and I are in a bar just watching this, and I'm losing my mind. Now, for the AFC title game, I go to his apartment, and we're sitting there just watching these games together, and him losing his mind over the Patriots dropping that game to Denver, which arguably they shouldn't have done. That was one that really was. It could go either way.
I felt the Panthers, if they would have gotten the Patriots, they would have won that game. Them getting Denver was a harder matchup. Or that like the I remember going in, I was like, Cardinals and Panthers. Oh, Panthers are gonna kill them. And I have a friend who's a Cardinals fan. He was like, no, man. I'm like, dude, you guys are not winning this game.
The Cardinals weren't bad that year.
No, they weren't bad. I just thought the Panthers were better.
Yeah, it wasn't that they lucked themselves into that position. They really did earn it. But Cam Newton and the Panthers were just not like a team of destiny, but they were 2 shades shy of a team of destiny.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. But even if they had been a team of destiny, that Broncos no-fly zone with Peyton Manning on his last ride, that was a team of destiny.
Yeah, but Cardinals. Now we see Cardinals and Panthers, and we go, oh, they have 2 5'9" quarterbacks. That Cardinals, Larry Fitzgerald's last gasp, as I call it.
Yeah,
Niners should win.
I'm taking.
Watch the Cardinals win somehow. Did you know this is the NFC North? Not North, NFC West. The only 2 undefeated teams. 3 undefeated. They have 3 2-0 teams in the whole division right now. because what's it called?
The Rams are 2-0.
Yeah,
The Cardinals are 2-0.
yeah. Niners 2-0.
Niners are 2-0. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. One of them's going to lose. So
Yeah.
but they could potentially have 2-3-0 teams, which is very, very crucial. If you're the Niners, you're rooting for the Rams to lose. You're like, please fucking lose, so we can just be 3-0.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I never know what I'm going to get with the Cardinals. It's like a Happy Meal toy. Like you either like it or you hate it.
Which is ironic because Kyler's short.
Yeah, it's like literally it's just like it's either a nice piece of junk or it's just like the coolest thing you've ever seen. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to get out of them. It's like it's a fun mystery box. It's actually not a fun mystery box. It's a painful mystery box with the Cardinals. Like you just don't know what you're going to get out of them.
You know what else is a mystery box?
This line makes
Chicago Bears.
Why is this line like this?
Because they both these teams are low-key terrible. But the Cowboys are less low-key terrible.
Here you go.
So why
is this the Sunday night game?
No. The next game is the fucking Sunday night game.
Oh my god.
The next fucking game is the Sunday night game. It's disgusting. But we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that one. We're going to get to that one.
I don't have to watch Caleb, Mike. I'm happy.
Bears and Cowboys. What can we say about this one? I mean, you have the Bears team that cannot get out of their own way, it seems, and are continually, similarly to what we saw with the Cardinals and the Panthers, trying to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. They should have beaten the Vikings. They went in the tank in the fourth quarter of that game last week, but they were so close. And Rome Odunze starting to look really good. I'm not saying that RJ was correct in his top 5 end of year. If he had said like top 10 end of year, I'd have been like, all right, I can see that. Top 5, it's a bit of a stretch. However, we have to acknowledge that Rome Odunze is firmly establishing himself as the primary target for Caleb Williams, which if you're going to be in a dominant pass-heavy offense, it's a very important thing to be that primary target. You can see what that did for Amon-Ra St. Brown's career in Detroit. Now, that kind of makes sense if you look at what he does versus what DJ Moore does. DJ Moore is definitely more of the field stretcher, and Rome definitely has that ability too, that sideline ability. But Rome also has some very good cut skills as a slot receiver, and that's what Amon-Ra St. Brown is. So what I'm trying to figure out also here is the Bears didn't bring anybody in for running competition. Swift is still doing, in essence, regular-ass DeAndre Swift things. What they did do, though, was draft a tight end in Colston Loveland, and they are not using either of them.
Or how about a second-round pick on Luther Burden, and instead of seeing Luther Burden, we're seeing Olamide Zaccheaus get key catches.
I don't like it. Does not for a guy who's supposed to be this offensive wonderkind. It does not make sense. And the idea that, and RJ, I was talking about this with RJ, the idea that even when they are running 2 tight end sets, they're not having Loveland out there.
Yeah.
Full commit tight end 3.
Like, to me, Loveland, like, if you're going to waste a first-round pick, especially on a top 10 first-round pick, by the way, on a tight end.
Yeah.
And this is like, and keep in mind, this is your statement pick. This is your pick of saying, this is my guy. It's like, you got to be using your guy. Like, I don't care if he sucks. You got to force him.
Because, can you imagine? They had their pick of the litter. So can you imagine they took Tyler Warren and they were doing this?
I'd be pissed. I mean, like the people, they see Tyler Warren sucks. And like, what, do you think Loveland would have the same impact in Indy? Like, I don't think so. Like, that's the thing with the Bears. They're so frustrating. There's just such a frustrating team. And you know, I was talking to a friend of mine who's a Lions fan, and he was saying, you know, he hates Ben Johnson, but he said, on a real note, though, I think Ben's trying to weed out all the people he hates, and then when he gets a real team, he'll be much better. Like he that's what he said.
Yeah, no, this isn't. I'm not saying this against like Ben Johnson per se. It's more from the perspective of like the Ryan Poles of the world. Like, why are you making these picks? But to your point about the idea of what can, like, Ben Johnson looking to build a team in his image, I don't know if I can agree with that, sure, but every head coach is doing that. this is the Bears meme cycle where they now have the quarterback, but they're like, all right, we need somebody to pair with him. This head coach couldn't get the job done. They find the new head coach. Head coach and quarterback don't work well together, where they're like, okay, now we got to get rid of the quarterback, and we're going to let this guy actually pick his own quarterback. So it's like if he's weeding through this talent,
you know what the problem is?
What's he going to do? Like get rid of Caleb Williams? He's going to follow the exact same cycle all over again.
You know what the problem is, John? Is that the Bears, they always hire head coaches that want to change the culture, but the problem is that the Bears don't even themselves don't want the culture to change. They're still stuck in '85.
They
and that's
big defense, run the ball,
and that's why Lovie Smith was perfect. Lovie Smith came in, and instead of changing the paint on the walls, he said, "Nah, this color looks good. I'm with y'all. '85 Bears, greatest team of all time." And it was like, awesome, we got it. And then they bring in other guys. Matt Nagy wanted to change the culture. Trashman wanted to change the culture. John Fox. They felt John Fox was going to be like Lovie and just want to keep the walls the same. And then when John Fox wanted to install some culture, they're like, oh, yeah, that's crazy. Eberflus, he just didn't have a culture. Eberflus is an idiot. He's just like,
he was very concerned about his bees.
Yeah, I'm concerned. I want to know how those bees are doing too. I'm allergic, but like that's something, he was very proud of it on Hard Knocks. So I like when people have interest. But like the thing is, that's what Ben Johnson's trying to change the culture, but you can't change a culture of a team that doesn't want their culture to be changed. The Bears are literally like they are who we like that coach said, they are who we thought they were.
Yeah.
And we're let them off the hook. This is who they are. Like they just are this team that just doesn't want to change their ways. Instead of wasting cap space on fucking Edmonds and TJ Edwards, you could have had cap space and used it to build an offensive line. Instead of doing this, and they keep doing this, they focus too much on the defense. And half of the time, and it's sad too, they've missed on so many of their draft picks. Like when you look at the list of draft picks that the Bears have drafted, high round draft picks, if you look at them in the last 5 years, most of these fuckers aren't even playing, or most of them are not even on the team anymore. Most of them don't even bring any value.
What's wild to me about it is that the Ryan Poles, before he was with the Bears, literally every single thing that he did was with Kansas City.
Yeah.
He watched Kansas City with why am I, god damn it, the coach, why am I forgetting his name? Andy Reid. I kept wanting to say Smith is the last name. I know it's not it. But with Andy Reid, helped build that team up, then go get Mahomes and do all the things that they've done. Like the fact that you can't break out of the ways, like what ownership doesn't really give a shit. Like they're not controlling you that much. They're not telling you to go get X, Y, Z.
They just
like you have the control.
Yeah, no, it's just overall the Bears, they don't want their culture to change and stuff. And we could say the same thing about the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's true. That's a funny story.
Yeah, it's like the Cowboys are kind of in the same situation. It's just, look, I hope this game is entertaining. I hope it's just like Cowboys and Giants where it's just a bunch of points and we just don't know who's going to win.
I'm taking the Cowboys.
Yeah, you know what? Ben Johnson, you'll get your first win. I got the Bears. I'll give Ben Johnson's first win. I just think the Lions had more juice. They just want to say fuck you, Ben, and stuff. So they're still a great team and stuff. But yeah. I think the Bears, they'll pull off an upset over the hypothetical take.
But speaking of teams,
here's the problem with the Cowboys why I don't like them. Marty Ball does not work in 2025. I respect Schottenheimer. When I was watching the Cowboys, because I rewatched this game because one, it's a great game, and two, I want to just watch it.
Sure.
I was calling most of the plays because I watched Marty Ball my whole fucking life, and I was just saying to myself, "Holy shit, this guy literally is running." You know how insane this motherfucker was? He just said, "Yeah, 14 seconds left." Draw play to Javonte Williams. I was just like, "You're just like your dad. You're just so stuck in your stupid ways of running and play actions, and there's no innovation to this playbook. It's literally just what his dad ran."
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is why you were a long-time assistant.
I am like counting down the days for George Pickens to like lose his fucking mind.
Oh, you know the angel, George Pickens' angel, saying, "Don't do it, George. Contract year.
Get paid.
Just hang on. The Titans will overpay us. We'll go with Cam Ward." And a real head coach on the devil side of him is like, Nah, man, fuck out. Just punch Dak in the face. Like he's Pickens is great.
It's like on one side it's the angel telling him guaranteed money, and the devil's like
come on,
guaranteed
George.
hands,
We can
guaranteed hands.
we can stay with Dallas. We can go to Tennessee. Many teams will overpay for us. We have the potential. Let's get our 18 to 20 million a year. Let's do it, George. And the devil's like, fuck that. This quarterback been talking shit. You gotta show him what's up. And running around ain't gonna do that.
What's his fucking name Dakota anyway?
Yeah. Oh, no, freaking the pass interference on Pickens. It was so on cue for Joe Pickens. I was just the fact he didn't crash out after that was great growth by Pickens. I was expecting him to just like be upset, crash out. Instead, he just looked confused, and then he was just like acting like he was like, "What did I do wrong?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah." I was just like, "Oh, you just use your big ass body to push off the poor little corner, George Pickens." Like, when are you gonna learn not to? He's like Alshon Jeffrey. He just does that shit. But yeah, no, like it's just insane to me that literally Schottenheimer's were running his dad's offense. Like, not even Kubiak does that with his dad's offense. Like, Clint Kubiak is not running the same shit that his dad did, and not even Norm Turner's kid.
Bad, though.
Huh?
Gary Kubiak's offense wasn't bad.
No, but I'm just saying, like, Clint is not running like the exact same shit. Right. He does what his dad does, like, for sure, but he's changed it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a he fine tunes it. It's like, okay, this is my version of it. Straight up, fucking Brian is just like, well, Dad told me the halfback dive works, so I'm gonna do it. It's like what? Like, why are we running 46 power in the year of 2025, buddy? Like, this is not this. Shout out to Javonte Williams. This is a perfect offense if you want Javonte Williams healthy as your running back.
Yeah,
but in 2020, this offense is not going to win you football games. Like, it's just not. And I know it did win them a football game, but I'm just saying it's not going to. You're not going to win a Super Bowl with this fucking offense in 2025, bro. Andy Reid
would be wrong.
Yeah, if he does, bro, I'll find the charity he supports and I'll donate $1,000. I'll do that. I'll donate $1,000 to his charity.
But if we had a conversation,
no,
and granted, you knew what one of these teams' week one opponent was, but if we had a conversation and said that by week 2 on Sunday Night Football, when the Giants and the Chiefs face each other,
someone's always got to go.
One of these teams is going to be 0-2. Which one do you think it would be? I don't think anybody would have picked the Chiefs.
Oh, no.
But the plot twist is it's both of them.
Yeah, well, this is the difference of someone's always got to go. Someone's in the win. What if they tie?
Dude, if they tie. Bro, and it's even funnier because like we both know the odds of a team starting 0-3 making the playoffs. There's a chance, however small, plus 220 apparently, that the Chiefs could start this season 0-3.
I honestly, the way they've been looking, it wouldn't shock me if the Giants had this weird upset.
They should have paid off Roger Goodell to make Rashee Rice's suspension only 4 games. I don't know what they
did you hear that they're so I guess with Worthy, so he has a torn labrum, Worthy. Yeah. But he's not going to do surgery. So he's going to wear like a shoulder brace. But they're going to like see how he does in practice. This for me, I'm pissed. As a Xavier Worthy fantasy owner in the Redraft League with the IR spot, I would love to put Worthy in my IR. I can't because he's questionable. And they don't tell me he's out till the game. So I can't make any cheesy moves of adding like another player and stashing him in my bench and shit like that. Like, it sucks and stuff because Worthy, I like his toughness. I like that Worthy's going to tough it out. And I don't think because like the way that the Chiefs play, I think Worthy, he can get away with the shoulder brace and playing with the torn labrum. I think he can get away with it. He doesn't need.
He's shifty enough. He's shifty.
Yeah, he's shifty enough. He's not going to take a lot of tackles and stuff like that. Like, they're going to make sure that he gets open routes, and he's a very smart player too, because like he's run out of bounds when he knows like someone's going to get to him.
You bring him in for like the 3rd and short, like the out route, like just that.
Yeah, and then if you need him to run deep on the 9 and stuff, like he'll do that and stuff. But there's a chance, man. Honestly, especially the way like it's not perfect, But the way Russell Wilson pushes the ball deep with Neighbors and Robinson, it's like, and if you saw with the Chiefs, they struggle with the deep ball a little bit. There's a world the Giants, if they can just lean on Skettable, lean on Tyrone Traceley, lean on Motor, that three-headed little situation they have at running back.
It is really funny though that last year we came into the season with Singletary being the lead back, and then Tyrone Tracy just took the job from him. And I know Singletary got a little banged up, but the reason why I'm saying that is because now we are seeing Tyrone Tracy with the lead job, and Cam Scotabo is just like, hey buddy, do you know that if I be more efficient than you with each touch I get, I will take your job from you. Yeah. And it's like, and Tyrone's like, I didn't know that, but I just didn't expect it to happen.
Go work on the route tree, buddy. You're going back to wide receiver after this. No, I mean the Giants. It's like they're bad, but like I don't hate them bad. You know what I'm saying? Like they're a bad team, but like there's stuff to like.
It's no. Here's the thing: they're bad, but you just watch each offensive snap going. Was this going to be the highlight throw? Like that's what it is. Mm-hmm. You're just waiting for that, and then he throws like some dumb shit, and you're like, "Oh, again, God damn! All right, and then is this the highlight throw?"
And then with the Chiefs, it's the same shit where it's like it takes them 6 minutes to get down to the field. They do the RPO. Mm-hmm. Mahomes will throw one deep shot, and then his receiver is either running way too fast and it looks underthrown, but it's not underthrown, or Mahomes overthrows it to correct it. And then the receiver's running too slow, and then they can't catch up to it. And so it's like, I don't know. I can't believe this is a hard game. I should just say the Chiefs, but something's telling me, like the voices in my head are telling me the Giants are going to win this game.
It's wild that Mahomes is 16th in the league right now for passing. 445 yards. He is tied. He is tied for the same number of passing yards as Sam Darnold.
He's leading his team in rushing too. He's the running back apparently.
He has a granted only 2 games, but he has a sub 60% completion rate. Mm-hmm. He only has 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. This is a and the thing is I don't even know, before it we could err on the side of saying this is the fact that he doesn't have people to throw to, right? Like it's Kelsey getting older. It's Rashee Rice getting hurt. It's no more Tyreek Hill. But then the question there is, or for me was, is it that, or is that just showing that Patrick Mahomes isn't as good as people thought Patrick Mahomes was? And now it's getting worse because I'm looking at it and I'm going, the
why you talking shit, man? I have
the quality of a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
And the quality of a franchise quarterback getting paid $450 million over 10 years.
Yeah, man.
Is elevating the talent around you. And
man. They just don't want to step up.
He's continually to struggle to do that.
Why do you struggle, man? My teammates struggle.
Well, he's got to get them up. He's got to figure out.
And I am by running the ball because my running backs can't.
But like the thing was that they can't keep praising Pacheco for like running angry at the ground, and then he doesn't get the job done. And they try to turn to Kareem Hunt, and older Kareem Hunt is like, "Hey, boss, I'm tired." Like it's just weird. I'm gonna take the Chiefs only because they have to win at some point, and the Giants have enough of a mistake-prone offense with Russell Wilson that I can see an opportunistic situation arise where the Chiefs get an interception and kick some kind of late game field goal. And whatever the score is, it's like 23-20 or 27 to 24 or something like that. So I'm going to take the Chiefs, but you're interested in the Giants, sir?
Yeah, give me the Giants. Fuck it. Fuck them. I'm going emotion here. I would love to see the Chiefs go on 3.
That's fair.
Go on 3. Let's see how great you guys are. Let's see the kingdom. Let's see the kingdom rise up from being 0-3. I honestly can see it though. I honestly can't.
No, I'm with you. I can see it. It's just like I trust Russell Wilson to make one more boneheaded decision and get that interception.
This Chiefs
late game, a Chiefs player DB gets it, returns it for just enough. There's like 12 seconds left in the game. the Chiefs do a quick run to get into the way Harrison Butker wants where the ball to him to be for him to kick the field goal. They kick the field goal and they win. Like, yeah. I can see that.
Do you think Tarico or Collinsworth will get canceled if they say a far right joke on this one?
Listen, shout out to Rich Eisen for saying that. I respect him for saying that.
Yeah, but yeah, I could honestly the one reason is that too that this Chiefs defense has pulled a John Cena. We can't see it at all. Like it's just not. It's not as good as it used to be. Like I think people figured out Spag's bullshit. Like they're just like, oh, this is all he does.
Now is that a function of playing the Eagles and the Chargers though? Will we give them that grace?
No, I just think people figure out Spags. Well, it's just like they're like Karlaftis has not looked good at all this season, and like I was expecting big things for Karlaftis. Like I was expecting Karlaftis to be like a good edge rusher, like a top edge rusher this season type of shit. Mm-hmm. McDuffie, he's been okay. Like he's not horrible, but he's been okay. And they just don't like the back end, the safeties. They haven't really been doing much. Like their linebacking core has been kind of like tranquil and the other dude, what's his name again? I forgot. That he's a good line. Bolton. They've been the only two. They've been the only two where I'm like, oh yeah, that looks like the Chiefs defense. But Chris Jones, you can tell, a lot older. He's not getting the separation. And then they lost Wofford to the Panthers, and you can tell they're missing some pieces on that D line. Like that D line is not as scary as it used to be. Like, and I feel like for a Spags defense, you need a strong edge rushing threat. You need a strong defense to make it where it's like, oh, okay, that's where Spags' bullshit works. So I just think that the Giants, like, especially with the weapons that they have, and especially with, I think Scatterbo is going to be one of those guys that's just going to hate tackling him. Like, he's just such a funny runner and stuff.
It is interesting because, like, so right now the Chiefs have 5 sacks, 3 QB knockdowns, and 2 hurries. So their total pressures is 10. Like, to put this in comparison, the top 5.
What about James Pierce?
For total pressures, Seahawks 30, Broncos 26, Packers 25, Vikings 22, Cowboys 22, Ravens 19. That's the top 6 teams. And then the Chiefs are damn near the bottom.
Yeah.
The only people worse than them at getting pressures right now are the Jets at 9, the Lions at 9, the Bucks at 9, the Colts at 8, and the Panthers at 5.
How did the Lions? Well, really? Oh, yeah. That Bears game probably inflated their stats because they didn't really do much against the Packers. So the Bears games were they got most of it. Yeah, because the Chiefs, like I said, it's just like I expect that defense, especially with Spags, to like be like that's their bread and butter is like getting sacks and all that other stuff. Like they get away with so much stuff. So yeah, I think the Giants. I think Dable's cooking something, and I think it'll be a good something. I think he's telling Russ, "Give me the pot, give me the pan. I'm making the soup today." And then Russell Wilson, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, but I want to add some tapatio to this." And he goes, "You can add your tapatio later. Like it doesn't need to be that spicy, Russ."
If there was one game that we think could be the game of the week,
no, it's this one.
It's this one, I think. This is for Monday Night Football. You have the AFC powerhouse of the Ravens against a resurging NFC powerhouse of the Lions. They definitely did not look good the first week. Granted, they were arguably they're beating up on the Bears. So what does that mean? We don't know exactly just yet. But we have a Lions team that looks like they're back on track. MCDC looks like he's ready to play ball again. And they're going into Baltimore to take on the Ravens. And these are 2 teams that are sort of at crossroads in a way, because the Ravens had to try to win in Buffalo. They could not get the job done. Mm-hmm. The Lions had to win against the Packers, and they could not get the job done. And those are 2 teams that they anticipate seeing in the playoffs. Now, for the Lions, it sucked a little bit more because they were divisional. You know, at least you could. The Ravens weren't playing a divisional opponent. The Ravens bounced back with a win against the Browns, but for a good portion of that game, it was pretty even Stevens. It was a little bit more even Stevens than I think the Ravens wanted it to be.
Yeah,
and that is a bit of a problem because it wasn't until the fourth quarter that the Ravens put up 21 points.
Mm-hmm.
Coming into the fourth quarter, it was Cleveland 10, Ravens 20. That's not what you want if you are the Ravens and if you are John Harbaugh. So they have to get this on track. Now, you could argue that it's because the Browns defense is just that good. It is a divisional opponent, all those sorts of things, and I get it. But the Lions aren't here to play. They're not here to mess around. The question is going to be, can the Ravens secondary figure out where Jared Goff is going to send the ball and then intercept it beforehand? Because we know that Jared Goff has it well within his capability of having a 3 to 4 interception game and doing that without breaking a sweat. That's the question here. And I don't know if the Lions passing attack can get the job done. I am definitely intrigued to see Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery go up against this Ravens linebacking core and the Ravens front seven. Roquan Smith has continued to do incredible work as the primary tackler in the secondary level for the Ravens, but you're now up against a really strong pound the rock squad who can also do short passes. My question here is Aiden Hutchinson, can he get home against Lamar Jackson? I think he can, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it consistently enough across the course of the game to stop the Ravens. I'm going to take the Ravens on this one. How do you feel about this one, Chase? Well, I think Chase will be back in a second, but like this game is pretty fascinating to me for a number of different reasons, because there's a lot of people that anticipate this could be a Super Bowl game. Before the season, this was a potential Super Bowl matchup, and then the Lions came and got shellacked against the Packers. So whether it still is a Super Bowl game, we shall see. But I'm taking the Ravens on this one, Chase. How you feeling on this one?
Give me Detroit.
Detroit?
I got Detroit. I think
Detroit?
Yes.
I want to hear this argument.
I see what I've seen with the Ravens. This defense, I don't think they can handle a high-power offense. That's it. I think Detroit's offense is on fire. I think
my argument was that I think that their secondary can figure out enough interceptions, because Jared Goff easily has a 3 to 4 interception game in him at some point.
Yeah, you know what? And Jared Goff will win those 3 to 4 interception games because he's a winner at the end of the day.
Hey,
that's our quarterback in Detroit, I guess. But yeah, no, I do think that the Ravens, I think Detroit, they're one of those teams I feel like, especially early in the season, they're very scary. And like Baltimore, they also have those games where like Lamar doesn't do shit or Derrick Henry doesn't do shit.
I mean, last week we saw that with Derrick Henry.
Yeah, so I feel like this is a game where Lamar maybe he has to go number 2 again. He has to use the restroom again or something during this game or whatever. It's a Monday night game. Who knows? I pulled Lamar. I had to go use the restroom. I was like, oh shit, it's coming out. Gotta run. Just like Lamar did in that Monday night game. He said it was cramping. Lamar, I know what it's like, man. Trust me. It ain't no cramps coming out. It's crap, not cramps. But anyways, yeah, I do think that the Lions, they just have enough offensive firepower. I think this defense is being slept on by the Lions. I think it's a very good defense, and I think that they'll have a game plan to slow down Lamar. I don't think they'll slow down Henry. I think they'll slow down Lamar.
My thing is, I think Aiden Hutchinson can definitely get to Lamar. I don't know if he can do it consistently over 4 quarters to make that enough of a difference.
No,
that's my concern.
You don't realize the power of Hutch, man. This guy's on it. He's a forgotten pass rusher. Everyone's oozing over Micah Parsons, oozing over Myles Garrett, and Hutchinson's just like, what about me? I'm here. And they're like, Nick Bosa's number 3. The fuck is this? How am I not number 3? So Hutch played well against the Bears, man. He played lights out. So
defensive player of the year right now.
Who?
plus 440, Micah Parsons. Plus 550, Myles Garrett. Plus 850, Nick Bosa. Plus 900, Will Anderson. Plus 1100, Aiden Hutchinson.
Really? Will Anderson, who thought he got Baker down for a first down. Baker had to remind him. Baker was that was the all-time Baker.
That was so good. That was so good.
Did you see Baker's post game where he's like, "Yeah, me and my good friend Chauncey," and he rolled his eyes like a little sassy bitch, and then he just and stuff. It was so great. I was just like, this never changed. But my favorite thing with Baker, this is my all-time favorite Baker clip. He was doing a mic'd up, and I think they were doing something with the Chiefs, like they're either playing the Chiefs or something was going on, and they're talking about Mahomes, and Baker just randomly goes, I took that guy on his fucking visit, and it was like, what? Because Baker went to Texas Tech. He was a quarterback.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then Mahomes, when he was entering, Baker hosted his visit. So he had to bring that up. For whatever reason, Baker had to bring that up. And I was just like, he's still salty about that or something.
Yeah.
Because Baker, he had this whole horrible divorce from Texas Tech. Our guy Kingsbury didn't want to play him. And so then Baker was trying to transfer to Oklahoma. At the time, Oklahoma was still in the Big 12. College football had a rule that if Baker would have transferred in conference without Texas Tech's approval, he would have sit out a whole year, which means Baker misses a whole year. And the whole problem with that is, well, why couldn't Baker sit out a year? Baker was guaranteed the starting quarterback job at Oklahoma. If he sits out a year and Oklahoma finds a quarterback, then Baker not only loses a year, but then he has to find a way. And then he has to find a way to transfer. But he can't transfer to a Big 12 school. He has to transfer out of conference so he can play. And then at the time, there's no NIL, so there's no money type of shit.
Yeah.
So Texas Tech was being dicks. They weren't being dicks. They were pretty much just preventing Baker from doing it. And then finally, they let Baker go. And Baker was able to go do what he did. Went on to win the Heisman. Yada, yada. We know Baker. Great college player and stuff like that. But he's still mad that he took Mahomes on a visit. And it's like, so it's the funniest thing to me. I'm just like, why do you have to bring that up? Like, this is like the most random thing. And he didn't say it like, hey, I took Mahomes. He literally was like, I took that dude on a visit, right?
You know what it is? One of the biggest chips now for him that he's got to try to overcome is the idea that Tom Brady brought the Buccaneers a ring.
Yeah.
And he basically has a lot of the same players that Tom had. Mm-hmm. So it's like, where you got to bring them a ring now, buddy. You gotta do that too.
Baker with the ring, that would be like the most like we wouldn't hear the end of it. Like this,
I'd be for it. I'd be very intrigued for it.
Tampa's the one team where it's like if like the Chargers get eliminated, and if I see Tampa still in, I'm like I kind of root for them just because I like their colors and stuff, but also too like the fan base seems chilled. They've always been consistent. They're like there's nothing wrong with them. They just exist. They're like, I don't have a hatred towards Tampa Bay. Like, I don't even think NFC South fans hate Tampa Bay that much. Like, I think they hate them because they're in the division, but it's like they're not like Buccaneers and stuff. Like,
but speaking of which, let's end this. Let's end this as we know we must.
Mike Evans.
The Mike Evans 1,000-yard watch. So with now, I've updated it with 15 weeks left. He has to average 60 yards a game.
Can we add what the high school teacher? Did you see that? Or this? I don't know if she's a high school teacher. Did you see this picture of the high school teacher?
No, I don't think so.
So this teacher is a Dolphins fan and has the Dolphins like logo, their schedule and stuff. But on the board, she also has Tua to 4,000 yards on her whiteboard at her school. Can we add Tua 4,000 yard watch to like the teacher?
Tua 4,000 yard. Oh.
This teacher has Tua to 4,000 yard watch. I want to add. I've been inspired by this teacher. I thought it was a funny idea. I said, "Yeah, let's."
That's fair. No, I'm with it.
I thought it was hilarious. This picture's been popping up, so next time I see it, I will message to you on Facebook. But I just thought we could do it, so that way we can.
No, B6 minus B7. Okay. And now I just need to know how many yards he's actually thrown already.
Yeah, dude.
Which I don't think is that. Well, I mean, he does get all those dump offs of fucking Devin A. Chen.
Yeah, dude. Tua to 4,000 yards. Like I thought it was
that's right. The first week he did 315.
Yeah, maybe it's possible.
My goodness.
Yeah.
429. So he's at 429 right now. All right. So week 1 he did 315 and 114. No, why is it saying percent?
Okay. You messed up your coding there, bro.
Maybe.
No, just kidding.
So here's what we'll do. We'll do sum C7 to C. We'll make it like, I don't know, 18. No, well, wait, no. It needs to be over here.
Yeah.
T7. Boom. Close parentheses. There we go. All right. So now as we update it, then with the weeks. So it's equals B8 divided by 15 weeks. He's got to average 238 yards or so. 240, say.
All right. We're joining the high school teacher. Or whatever teacher. We're going to track the 4,000 yards of Tua as well. Like, who knows, guys? Like, there might be other random stats I want to track, but I found it hilarious.
It is funny because I think actually I took that as one of my futures, but like I put a parlay of 4 quarterbacks to get 4,000, and one of them was Joe Burrow, so that's not happening. So I stopped paying attention to it.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. There's a chance. Do you think
Burrow, Goff, Baker? Oh, Trevor, not Tua. There we go. All my fun little. Look at this. This is how I know Ibuka has 5 and needs 2 that I have the yards. And then the Brock Purdy under of 3,800. This one could work. This motherfucker over here, because I was expecting them to be more run heavy. I was like, you bastards.
He fucked mass and beer, and it's all over for you, buddy.
You bastards.
See, now you don't want Tua to reach 4,000. You have his under. You have Tua's under, so you don't need Tua to get 4,000.
No. This was over. This was over.
Oh, okay.
If it says under next to it, then
got it.
So Brock, I figured 3,800 and something. That is a little bit too high because of all the injuries to the wide receivers. Then Herbert, I was like, oh, they're going to be running more, so I think it's going to be under 3,651. Yeah. So now this is annoying me, but this actually might happen because if he's out for that many weeks,
he's out for a while.
It's going to be harder to get like 4,000 yards in however many weeks. But we shall see. So
we're on Tua watch, man. We're on Tua watch. I saw that teacher. I was just like, she is very brave. 4,000 yards. The fact that you're showing your Dolphins classroom is crazy, but the fact that you have 4,000 yards for Tua, like, what were you thinking, buddy? I hope you're not a math teacher, lady, if you find this somehow.
But Chase, let the people know where they can find you, my good sir.
Yeah, you can follow me on X at ChaseOver68 tomorrow on the Around the Point Network. Unfortunately, I got to preview both WrestlePalooza and All Out. It's going to be fun. Talking about 2 companies that are pissing me off right now.
I mean, at the very least, you got the Brookses versus the Lopez's. That'll be fun.
Which one?
Punk and AJ versus Becky and Seth.
Oh, I literally thought you were talking about a UFC fight. That's not more interesting.
No, the Brookses versus the Lopez's.
Yeah. Should be. Yeah.
At least you got that.
I'm just.
I don't even think I even know what else is happening on WrestlePalooza. I know Cena and Lesnar is happening.
You mean Cena? You mean John Cena?
John Cena.
Yeah, according to Chris Fowler, who could not. That was the funniest scene. I was just like, I can't believe Chris Fowler's fucking up. That somewhere Triple H is like, it's Cena, damn it. But yeah, no, not both cards just very
lackadaisical, a little bit.
Yeah, like Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Adam Page. That's just like
doesn't really interest me.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good match. Don't get me wrong. Like I know it's gonna be good. It's just for the world title. That's like
it's like I don't believe that Kyle Fletcher can win.
Yeah, that's my issue. Like
problem.
Like I'm cool with Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Adam Page happening on Dynamite for the world title.
Right.
But like world title pay-per-view matches, I'm very particular where it's like I need to at least believe the challenger can win. Like that's why Drew and Cody, like I'm giving Drew no shot. That's why
if you remember a couple years ago, it was 21. The All Out main event was Christian versus Kenny for the title, And what they did was like a couple days prior,
Christian win the TNA title.
TNA title.
Yeah, and I like that.
And Kenny not been pinned in so long that they were like, if we give Christian a win, it's gonna make and like that kind of thing. But like Kyle Fletcher, like I get that Kyle Fletcher's a great wrestler and he's been on a win streak and all that kind of thing. But like Hangman just got the title. Why am I supposed to believe that Hangman can lose the title?
Yeah, especially to Kyle Fletcher when Hangman just beat MJF. Like the Christian Kenny Omega thing was genius because for people that were disinterested in that match, it kind of made you a little bit more interested that, Christian could actually win against like we know Kenny Omega is going to retain, but it gave Christian a better chance. Like the Drew and Cody thing, the only thing you really can say about it is like Drew is one of the few people that has beaten Cody clean since Cody has returned to the WWE. Like he's one of the few people to do so, but I still know Cody's gonna win the match. So I'm not like too like, Cody's gonna lose.
Yeah.
Like both these cards, there's just stuff where I'm just like, I know like AEW side of things, I know the in-ring's gonna be good. I just don't care about the results for many of these matches where I'm just like, yeah, you could win, but it's like, how is this adding to the television show? And then WWE is in their usual, it's football season. We're just gonna punt and not try, and who cares?
One Survivor Series.
Yeah, let's get to War Games, guys. Like, fuck all this other bullshit. Like, that's where they're at. They're just lazy. They're just bringing in they're going back to how they were in 2011 and 2014, where it's like we have stars, but we just refuse to push them until we feel like they're ready. So here's the old guys, Lesnar's back, guys, and it's like cool, like you're doing the same shit. So I'm just both wrestling companies are just at the point for me where I'm just like, who cares? Football season's back, thank God.
Football's back, yeah. It's like I'm not watching Raw over Monday Night Football. So.
Oh, dude, honestly, I'm back to my horrible habits where I just watch the highlights
of Raw. Yeah.
AEW was tonight, and I can't wait till the highlights post so I can just watch those. I'm not. Look, I know it's a go home show. I don't care. Like I'm just like I'm literally like, once January hits, then I care about wrestling again, and then I'm like, okay.
Well, guys, we will be back.
Jey Uso's down your city.
We will be back to cover all of the fallout from Week 3 of the NFL and to discuss everything that's going to happen on Week 4 and hopefully fewer backup quarterbacks playing. Nothing against Tyrod, Carson Wentz, or Mac Jones, or Jake Browning, which, damn, 4 out of 32. Oof. But we're hoping for competitive QB play. So until next time, guys, remember, take care of yourselves and each other, and we will catch you all later.